This week, Candice is going to eat crow as we discuss the 1998 terrible vampire horror movie, John Carpenter's Vampires. Hello and welcome to the Bloody Bits Horror Show. I am your host, Eddie, the Axe Jefferson, and joining me as always is Mr. Mahogany himself, Tim Yobo. How are you doing today, good sir?
Was John Carpenter going through some problems with this fuck? Oh, wait, did I spoil this movie? I'm sorry.
No, Tim. I spoiled it up top when I announced what the movie was,
okay.
and my opinion of it. But Tim, speaking of having something spoiled up top, we are joined once again by that well-beaten whore. It's Candice. How are you doing today?
This movie's fucking good, okay? I will not hear otherwise. I like this movie. I picked it because I was like, you guys need to give it another chance. Everyone needs to give this movie another chance.
I did.
No, you don't.
I gave it another chance, Candice. But before we get to that, here we are, folks, at the end, nearly, of November. And yeah, we're discussing the 1998 John Carpenter's Vampires. But
how do you
before
pronounce it with the dollar sign?
Oh,
that's only in the book.
Yeah, that's only the book this was based on. Tim, can you imagine the fucking book?
I read it.
You know, I bet you. I wonder, did they tone down the violence against women or did they turn it up?
I don't remember. You think this movie's bad? You should read the book.
Well, how about the sequel with John Bon Jovi?
There you go.
Candice, you read it, right?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
before or after you saw the movie? Tell me that you saw this movie and you're like, I gotta get the novelization and see.
I did. I saw this movie. I mean, hey, let's go into the history. Or we'll save it. We'll save it.
Yeah.
We'll save it. Okay, but before we get to that, Candice, everybody's favorite segment, what have you been consuming?
Not much. Like I told you before we started recording, I was sick with a fever for the beginning of this week, and then I was busy as hell for the rest of the week. So I did not consume much of anything, but I had a thought, and I wanted to get your guys' take on it.
Okay.
I was thinking about pickup lines that I've heard, that people have said to me, and how terrible they were.
Well, you don't use a pickup line, first of all.
Well, okay, so this is like a certain circumstance that happened is I was, in a store waiting in a line, and this dude walks up to me and says, "Oh, I'm sorry for staring. You're just the most beautiful girl I've ever seen."
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'm like,
okay.
Who actually falls for that? I was like, first of all, sir, you're a liar. Like, I would never believe that for 1 second.
Oh.
And I'm like, and second of all, who would believe that? Like, who, if someone
You'd be
walks up to
surprised.
you,
You'd be surprised, Candice.
well, but then I was like, what would be a better line? One that I would actually believe, and I think more women would actually believe than "you're the prettiest girl I've ever seen."
Okay.
Is, you seem interesting, and I wanted to talk to you.
No,
Like,
because
doesn't
my
that
thought
seem-
would be, what have I done that seems interesting to you? Have you been watching me? What have I been doing that makes you interested in me? That just like, what the? No, that's even creepier, maybe.
So I guess I have to ask you in turn, Candice, are you asking me if I was a woman and somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, you seem interesting, talk to me," or whatever you just said?
Yeah. What would
I,
appeal
as a
more
woman,
to you? Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly could not tell you. I mean,
I'll take that
both
bullshit
of them
compliment any day.
Both of them are pretty bad. But
I mean, seriously, like, who has someone walk up to them and they say, "You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen," and actually fucking believes it? Like, when has that ever worked?
No, like I said, Candice, believe me, shit like that works because I haven't mentioned his name in a while. Let's bring back the ghost of Mario. I will never forget when we were going in to pick up some French fries at a fucking restaurant, and I turn around, and the motherfucker's sitting at a table with 2 women, and they were in their 30s. Okay,
well, they were both looking for French fries, though. They just didn't know how to order them
themselves. Some Italian sausage and said that.
Yeah.
One of them did. And this motherfucker actually says he laid. I know I mentioned this before on one of the shows. He says to this chick who's like 30-something years old, "So, what high school are you and your friend from?" Going to.
Oh my god!
It worked. Okay, that motherfucker got his dick sucked and fucking got laid that night. Okay,
that's good.
I literally cringed when I heard it because I was like, "Oh man, you were in. You didn't have to do anything."
How does that work?
Because if you're down for it, it's just a way of getting into somebody's space. And if they like you, whatever you say, it's either going to work or it's not going to work.
Here's the deal. A pickup line will work when she's already decided she wants to have sex with you.
Yes.
That's it.
It's just so incomprehensible to me that anybody would find that appealing.
No, you're right. That's a terrible line. Both of those are terrible. The guy that walked up to, by the way, this guy with "you're the most beautiful woman in this grocery store" or whatever.
It was a GameStop
in this aisle.
Oh, okay.
You should have said you're the most woman in the store.
Okay, well, Candice, when you say it's a GameStop, that is no pun intended, a game changer. That's a completely different environment.
The amount of courage that guy must have had to work up standing behind the fucking anime pop dolls. Going, what can I say to her? What can I say to her? Looking on his phone. Dude. What's a good pickup?
Yeah?
It's actually, he was a good looking dude. It was actually a pretty good story because he, and I was like, oh, well, that's really nice. And so, starts talking to me like, oh, what kind of games do you play and stuff? And then he mentions and he does Wing Chun. And I was like, oh, my boyfriend does Wing Chun.
Dance hall days, right?
Oh, Candice dropped my boyfriend line.
Yep. So, and he was like, oh, where does he go? And so I told him the gym that he goes to. Yeah. And then when I talked to
an ugly bitch for a girlfriend.
And then stuck up bitch of a girlfriend. Yeah. But when I talked to my boyfriend and I described what the dude looks like, he's like, oh, I know him. That's Clark.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, what a small world. The dude was not lying.
Candice, depending on where you live, right? And you're at a GameStop and somebody pulls that reference out, they probably do know each other.
By the way, how did the guy get somehow into that conversation that he knew Wang Chung?
Because of the game Jade Empire. He asked me if I like the game Jade Empire.
What?
Have you never played Jade Empire?
No, I know it. It's a BioWare game. I know that game.
That's that's an old ass game. Yeah.
Hey, you're attractive. Yeah, thanks. So
Jade
what
Empire
games do you
cool,
like?
Huh?
This guy sounds like a winner. Is he still in that weird town you live in? This guy?
What? That was Raleigh. That was Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. I was going to say, keep an eye on that guy. Now, Tim, I can't help it. your buddy Mario with the fucking what high school do you go to?
Oh, God.
Well, it just goes to show that the opening line, it doesn't really matter. If the chick is into you, if the dude is into you, if the person's into you, unless you come out with some credible stuff like vote for Trump, or, QAnon is the real deal, it just depends on whether or not they're attracted to you.
But how do you know you're attracted to someone if you don't know them?
What?
Because they find you physically attractive. I can't understand how somebody could see you in a GameStop and find somebody interesting. What would you be doing in a GameStop besides being in a GameStop that's interesting?
Candice, see what game I was looking at.
Candice, I have to just stop you real quick. I tease you about like being dumb or being whatever a lot, and I don't honestly think that. At least I didn't until now. How can you know you're attracted to somebody if you don't know them?
Yeah.
There's no celebrity that you're all like, oh, I would fuck old Skarsgård there. You don't know a fucking thing about him.
I say shit like that, but I wouldn't really do it.
Yeah, you would.
No, yes, I wouldn't.
Candice, if Bill Skarsgård walked up to you in GameStop and goes, you would. I think you're the most attractive woman I've seen.
Then I really would call him a liar.
Get the fuck out of here. After you banged him out. You're like, by the way, I didn't believe you yesterday.
That is an interesting concept.
No, that's funny because, like I said, I was sick earlier this week, and then I had insomnia for the rest of the week. So I spent like a lot of time staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m.
And thinking about guys who tried to pick you up.
Nice.
I was remembering this one dude who was physically attractive, but he had the shittiest personality. And it was the biggest turnoff.
But that was still, you could say that person was attractive, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was good.
If you saw him in a store, you'd be like, "Oh wow, he's kind of my style."
No,
right?
see, there's a difference between being attractive and being good looking. He was good looking. He was not attractive. I was not attracted to him in any way whatsoever at any point, no matter how good looking he was.
See, so fellas, just don't have opinions and don't talk much. That's all you got to do.
Just study up on Jade Empire games.
No, I'm just saying, all you can do is talk yourself out of sex. No matter how attractive or unattractive you are, just shut the fuck up. If she can't form an opinion about you as a person,
but then you're boring, and I'm not interested.
No, Candice. I just thought of something. I wish I would have thought about this when I was younger. Just have a bunch of cards made up that I'm a mute. And just hand them out to attractive women.
Yep, I think that would work.
Yep. And then what you do is on the back of it compliments their shoes, though.
I'm sorry. I also have a nervous tick where all I could do is look at you sympathetically and nod. I can't talk. I can't speak, but I can just look at you and nod. Yes.
Oh, that's so good. Because then there's a challenge in them. Like, can I make him make a sound while we're doing something?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Maybe if I'm really good at it, you'll make a really big sound. It'll be a breakthrough.
I'm sorry, but no woman I just have to write down, no woman has ever made me make a sound during lovemaking. Sorry, it's impossible.
It's impossible.
It won't happen. Yeah. I'll never know that pleasure.
That's the move of I can't have an orgasm during oral sex. I just can't. Seriously, I just cannot.
that guy I was talking about who was like physically good looking but had the shittiest personality. He told me, after I told him I would never have sex with him, he told me that I am the type of girl who would spite not come just to be a bitch.
Wow. And you know what? I bet you kind of like that a little bit, Candice. You're like, yeah, you know what?
I was like, yeah, you know what? I am.
I'm the kind of guy that would spite not care. How about that?
Yeah, like, how's that difference to me, right?
So Tim, other than the COVID virus, what have you been consuming this week?
Oh, poor Tim.
Not too much. Just pretty much sleeping my ass off, trying to sweat it out as much as possible. Just watching a couple order SVUs just to make myself go numb.
That's good. Listen to some Pink Floyd, watch some SVU.
I mean, I've been watching those fucking the AI fucking created things to Pink Floyd videos.
Oh, music. There you go. How's that make you feel?
Old.
That's the right answer. Oh man. So
I'm watching YouTube videos about Pink Floyd from bands that have been around for 50 years.
I was sick and I was watching The Big Lebowski and Fight Club.
That's good. Those are two of my comfort movies. Yeah. That's a good double feature.
My two most quoted movies in high school.
That's a great double feature, man. I think that might be on my list of the movies I've seen the most. Like the most times,
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. So I was consuming this week. I watched The Menu. Went out and caught that.
That's right.
What's that?
Did you like it?
Was it to your taste?
Oh, Tim, yes.
So it was so funny because if you understand the concept, I don't want to spoil anything literally on it because it's just fucking come out. But conceptually, it has. What's that?
Didn't Spike come?
Didn't Spike come? No. No. So conceptually, it's like it has a lot to do with, I guess, execution and what is art a little bit, right? And the concept of it though is it's all they go to this high end, bougie restaurant with all the fancy foams and gels and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. And disgusting food that only idiots eat.
And something weird occurs, right? And that's all from the trailer. Something weird occurs where people may or may not be being killed, right?
Yeah, I know from the trailer there was a sense of menace. You know something's not
Yeah.
right, but it doesn't show what it is.
Yes. So I thought I'm going to be funny because the McRib is out, and I'm going to just sneak a McRib in while all these people are eating these bullshit, like crazy dishes made out of seawater.
The whole fucking theater.
Were you like loudly smacking your lips?
Yeah. While I'm ripping open,
slurping the sauce off your fingers.
Well, I'm using the Eddie technique on the McRib, which is you rip the cardboard off one side of the box, and then you hold it up to your mouth and you slide the McRib in like it's a candy bar.
God, how can you make it even more disgusting than it already is?
Tim, that's the least messy way. If you're a bearded man, that's the least messy way to eat a big old sloppy McRib.
Ew.
But I will say, in the movie, there were some really interesting things that like they touch on some kind of meta elements, like connecting the art of what's going on there with the filmmaking's art as well. But it is also just 100% dark comedy, like from beginning to end.
You know, that actually sounds appealing.
It's good. It's good. I think you'd like it. So I'd say, yeah, check that out. Also this week, I watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
How was that?
Okay. So take Clue, right?
Okay.
Remove the characters and replace them with TikTok dances.
Oh, God.
Okay. Now, get rid of the charm, right?
Of Clue or TikTok dancers?
Both.
Okay.
And then I swear to God, in the third act, I wished that the camera would zoom out of the movie to a 40, 50-year-old film producer just to be like, and this is what you fuckers look like to us. And then end the movie.
It's what Scorsese pulls back.
Yeah, it pulls back. You see Scorsese, and he's like, and this is what your generation looks like to us, you fucks.
You call these movies?
Dude,
yeah, I heard that like it had the most unlikable characters in it imaginable, but that was the point.
And
no, that's Dash Cam. Dash Cam has got the most unlikable character.
I haven't watched Dash Cam yet. No, it's a trash movie, and it's not enjoyable, I would say.
Okay.
Watch the first 5 minutes of Dash Cam,
and then you got it.
Tell me that movie isn't just like torturing people with, let's see how we can get these cocksuckers to watch this character. How long can we get them people to watch this character?
Yeah, I'll give that a shot tonight, Tim. Before I start cutting pages out of a Bible. I think that's my next move in life is just go full like crazy. Oh, and I got the new Pokemon.
Have you been playing it? I thought you said you got
it
for the misses.
No, we always get both of them.
Oh, and you got one of each.
Do. Yeah, we do swaps. We do a little swapping. We swap our Pokemon. Starter? Oh, it's Fuecoco, of course.
Which one's Fuecoco?
It's the fire crocodile guy.
Do you always pick fire?
No, never.
Really?
This is I always pick the one that I find the most aesthetically pleasing. And this one just looks stupid and happy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down with that. So yeah, it was just me last night trying to watch Bodies, 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 and then my Nintendo Switch slowly sneaking up into the scene where you can't see the fucking movie anymore, and I'm like, this is better.
I've been enjoying the feed on Twitter and the socials and Instagram of people who just fucking hate Pokemon, and yet they play every single one of them for 600 hours each, but they're never happy with anything that ever happens. It's always so entertaining to me. All they do is bitch, but they don't stop playing it. And I'm like, what? I want to understand the mentality of these people. I will never understand it, but it's so fascinating to me.
Their spite not coming.
All right, now let's talk about this fucking movie and bitch about it.
All right. Yeah, Tim, good point. Okay, so yeah, let's get to it. Vampires, Candice, what the fuck?
Yeah, why the fuck? Come on.
Because, like I said, I feel like this movie deserves a rewatch, a new assessment. And I honestly thought your estimation would get higher.
You know what?
Because
it got worse.
It got worse. Way worse.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Wait, it got higher or it got worse for you?
No, it always gets higher. Every time I watch it, I'm like, this movie does not deserve the hate.
How?
I find it entertaining. I like Jack Crow.
Jack Crow. Yeah. When I heard that name, I was like, "Oh my god, for real? Come on!"
I like the bromance between him and Montoya. I like the vampire.
The Baldwin.
Yeah. Montoya. Oh, you mean Danny Trejo's character? No, Baldwin.
Yeah. The original bloated one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look. Yeah,
he's looking rough in this movie. So, what the fuck is your history with this? Besides, you watch it every year and fucking love it.
I watched it in theaters.
Same.
And I did not like it.
See, I watched it in theaters and liked it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't like it. I always trashed it. And I got the book afterwards because I was like, I didn't understand anything that I watched. Maybe the book will be better, So I got the book. And this is another fond memory of my mom and my sisters shopping, and I would follow them around with a paperback. And I would read while I was walking, and I got very good at it while going in between aisles and stuff.
That's cool.
I remember reading this book doing that.
That's why Candice got one crazy eye.
Yeah,
always watching.
Just prepared you for smartphones.
True, but and the book is even worse, if you can believe it. It's fucking horrible, and I was 13, and I'm like, man, this sucks. Yeah, and then my husband. One of the few things that we can agree on when we watch movies is we both love John Carpenter. So if we're spending time together, we'll watch John Carpenter. And this was on streaming, and he was like, I haven't seen this since it first came out. And I was like, you know what? Neither have I. I hated it. He goes, let's watch it. I said, sure. And by God, I liked it. I was like, it's not great by any means, but it's definitely not as bad as I remember it. And so every time we've watched it since then, I'm like, this movie deserves more love. It really does. And clearly, no one believes me but me.
It's all right to like things. I mean, your husband likes you. So, Jim,
you beat me to it, yeah.
Jim, what is your history with this?
I did not see this in the movie theaters. I remember renting it, and within the first 5 minutes, just hating it completely and just thinking, oh my God, what the fuck is this? And I love John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Okay? He's one of my favorite directors. Some of my favorite movies are his. But this has got to be in the top 3 of his worst movies.
Yeah.
Only beat by Ghosts of Mars.
I actually like it better than Prince of Darkness.
Wow.
I really do not like Prince of Darkness. I think it's so boring.
But this is such a stupid movie, and it's not even shot well, which is really, I can't believe it. The action in it is so disjointed, and everything that's going on, and shit that just doesn't make sense. They're professional fucking vampire killers, but in the first introduction to them, they almost get their ass kicked by fucking underlings, and now they're going up against 8 masters? Come on.
Now, Tim.
You're thinking too hard about it. That's your problem. Yeah. Be drunk. That's what I do.
Okay, so that explains it. You've settled in life. You've given up, and now
she just explained it. It's her and her husband. They got some alone time. They send the kids off to some fucking shit stick game with the next door neighbors. They pop a John Carpenter movie in. They have a couple of fucking LaCroix, and they get drunk and they bang. That's why she likes this movie.
You're not wrong.
See?
So that's it. It's just that you associate it with something positive.
Yeah, it's drunken groping.
This is your Skinner box experiment. Your husband dings a bell, you salivate, and he puts John Carpenter's Vampires on. Oh, God.
See the dollar sign?
Yeah. So I watched this when it came out in theaters because it was John Carpenter.
Of course.
I fucking love John Carpenter, and I watched it, and I was like, it's 1998. I'm 17, and this was a movie with vampires in it. It said what it was. Then there you go, and I was fine with it. And then I did not revisit it until you brought it up.
And I was really hoping you guys would come back and be like, you know what? It is better than I remember it being.
And you know what?
Excuse the hell out of me.
I don't think you could have found a more open-minded participant in this one than me, to be quite honest with you. Because like I said, I was left with a fondness in my heart of you know what? This wasn't too bad. And I watched it I didn't watch it at double speed like I did fucking last week. I watched it.
I'm not going to apologize for that. Like I said, I only just want to talk about Anne Rice.
That's fair. Oh, that's a
Triple speed on the Anne Rice.
That's a good question, Tim. Okay. I was going to say Twilight, but you love those movies. Queen of the Damned or Vampires?
Queen of the Damned.
Wow.
What?
Yep.
Wow. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I mean...
No. Yeah. This is such a disappointing John Carpenter movie. One of my notes I have written down, I go, this soundtrack sounds like I'm playing a fucking poker game at 3 o'clock in the morning on my Xbox. Yeah. The fucking soundtrack is the worst soundtrack this guy's ever done.
Soundtrack is not good. Fair. Very fair. Very fair.
But I like the vampire western hybrid movie of it. I like that.
I'm with you there.
But it's mean there's not even a reason for this movie and how mean it is.
Yeah.
Especially towards fucking Cheryl Finn.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into that.
Yeah. That was rough. Okay, so... based on a novel by John Stakely titled Vampires with the $sign. Screenplay by Don Jacoby and Tim. Don Jacoby is a bloody buddy, my friend. He wrote the screenplay for Life Force.
Hey,
oh, shit.
Wow. See? Now this movie's going down even further in my opinion.
I know, with a pedigree like Life Force, how could you not love it?
There's tits in this movie. There's plenty of tits and ass in this movie.
Eddie brought that point up to me last night, and what was my response? What did I immediately DM right back to you about that?
They look like Minnesota tits. Which, Tim, I didn't know how to describe it because... oh my God!
But when you saw it, you were like, "Oh shit, that's right. Those are Minnesota tits."
I saw the scene, and I was like, "I should be happier," and I just wasn't. And then you said Minnesota tits, and I'm like, "Yep, yeah, there you go." He also wrote the screenplay for Invaders from Mars and Arachnophobia.
Oh my God! All great fucking movies.
I know. So then you've got, of course, directed by John Carpenter, which, of course, Bloody Buddy. If you don't know John Carpenter, I know what to tell you. Starring James Woods as Jack Crow. And, ladies and gentlemen, another Bloody Buddy, Videodrome. Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
I watched when I watched this in theaters, my dad took me, and he was like, "Oh, that's James Woods." And I said, "Who?" Because I didn't know.
He's a great actor.
I didn't know who he was. And now I understand that feeling of that look he gave me of, my God, I have more years behind me than I have ahead of me. Like, I understand that feeling now.
Yeah. So the problem is he's a terrible person, but he is a good actor.
He is a good actor as long as he's playing an asshole prick.
Yes.
I defy anybody to tell me anything that he's good in where he is not playing that type of person.
Yeah, fair.
But he is a good actor.
That's one of the trivia on IMDb is that Siskel loved him in this movie because he was playing against type. Because he was an action hero.
What?
Yeah,
he's smacking women around? Oh my God. Okay.
Well, he wasn't thought of as like the asshole actor, Tim. He like Candice said, he was an action guy, right?
No, that's just it. He's an action guy in this movie. But I haven't seen a lot of James Woods movies, but apparently he's not an action guy in any of the others, so this was playing against type.
All the movies I can think of, El Salvador, I think was his first like big break movie. He's kind of a prick asshole in that one. True Believers with Robert Downey Jr., where he plays like a legal aid lawyer, like supposed to be like a Kunstler type lawyer or Kubi lawyer. And and don't forget that wonderful role of his in Casino.
He was good in Casino. He was one of my favorite characters in Casino.
Well, again, look at that. Yeah. Hey. He played some old guy who's high on drugs who goes after some young... Oh, wait, that's really...
Can we pretend that his character in here is the same character as in Casino?
Oh, this is that character repented.
Yeah, this is his secret, like, redemption arc.
It all started in Vegas, baby.
Speaking of redemption, Daniel Baldwin is Anthony Montoya, who you might remember as being Alec's brother.
Now, which one? What rung is this guy in the Baldwin family?
Oh yeah, if are we ranking Baldwins? By the way,
would you rather see him or Stephen
that's
Baldwin?
my other
Loss.
Ew. That's my other podcast, Rankin Baldwins.
Ew.
So you've got Daniel, you've got Steven, you've got Alec. You got Billy.
Oh yeah,
Billy Baldwin. Who's the lowest?
Wait, Billy
Yeah,
Baldwin?
yeah.
Am I thinking Billy Baldwin and Stephen Baldwin mixed? Stephen Baldwin was the guy in Usual Suspects, right?
There's the guy who plays Jane in Firefly, and his name is Adam Baldwin. He is not one of the Baldwins.
So
no, he's not related. Oh wow, and another great Twitter personality too. That Baldwin.
all right, so
guy.
Tim, William Baldwin was in Backdraft.
Okay.
Then you've got Stephen
Wait, is
Baldwin.
that Billy? Is
William Billy, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't be that kind of drunk Irish fuck family without wearing condoms. Or they're going to name a kid Willie and one Billy.
That'd be great.
Which one's in Sliver?
Yeah, that's William.
That's Stephen.
No, that's William.
Okay.
That's William.
William
Oh
Baldwin
God,
is also in Sliver. Then you've got Stephen.
We should do that.
Stephen Baldwin. He was in Biodome and the Flintstones.
Oh shit! Oh.
Right?
So he's the real doofiest looking one.
Yeah.
Right?
Then you got Daniel here. He was also in a bunch. He was in a bunch of shit, but nothing you'd know. He's like the made for TV Baldwin.
This guy, he's too distracting because he looks too much like
He does.
his
He
brother.
looks like a bloated Alec Baldwin. He looks like Alec Baldwin now.
Yeah. Oh my God. What does this guy look like now? Holy shit. He must look like Jabba the Hutt.
Oh my God, that's a good
Oh,
point.
Minkle Tinkle Baldwin.
That would be the Pauly Shore character sitting next to him.
I mean, I knew exactly what you meant, but still, damn. You just had that loaded up
Then
too.
you got
Tim. No, that's Pauly Shore. No, I'm looking at it. You know what? I'm looking at Daniel Baldwin now. Not as bad as you'd expect.
Well, that's good.
He's
The years are kind to him.
Yeah. I mean,
He does have incredible eyes. You got to give him that.
fair. Yeah. He's still doing shit. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Jesus Christ. He's got about 20 fucking things that are either post-production, filming, or pre-production.
Okay, quick question. How many of those movies have Bruce Willis or Frank Grillo in them?
Oh, good question.
Right?
None.
Because he's that kind of actor,
Yeah,
right? You get a Baldwin name on that movie as like the third billing behind Bruce Willis and Frank Grillo, and small print first name, big print last name.
They just put D Baldwin, and the D kind of looks like an A.
They slant it.
Do you think secretly when Alec accidentally shot somebody, the other Baldwins were like, "Come on, arrest him"?
They all happened. They all thought they They were all going to move up a notch.
Oh, damn you.
Oh, that would be a great movie too. You get all the Baldwins and they're Highlanders, right? But they can't decapitate each other. They have to like destroy each other's reputation through funny accidents on set.
Or through paparazzi.
Or paparazzi. Or calling their daughter a fat little piggy when she's 11.
Yeah.
Maybe she was. Hey, don't blame him.
Could have been. Yeah, I don't know. Body shaming an 11-year-old. That's wonderful parenting. Cheryl Lee is Katrina.
Oh, nobody doesn't like Cheryl Lee.
It took me 20 minutes to recognize her. When I saw her name, I was like, oh, that's right. She's in this movie. And I kept waiting for her to show up. And for some reason, I don't know why, I thought she was like the head vampire. Or she was going to be one of like the head vampires. And she just turned out to be the one that just got like
ate out,
molested and
ate out, yeah. The pussy eatingest vampire ever.
Apparently very well done too.
Oh yeah, she busts. So you might remember her from Wild at Heart, or of course, Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks.
Hell yeah.
Wasn't she in Boxing Helena?
What?
Yeah, the movie with Julian
Was
Sands.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look.
Where he cuts her arms and legs off and keeps her in a box and she's obsessed with her.
Hey,
That
that's a good
sounds
pickup
really
line.
good. Yeah.
Oh, honey, you're so hot. I want to cut your limbs off and keep you in a box. Don't worry, it'll be
I
ornate.
got a box made up already for you, sweetheart. Hey, it's a box in a box. So, oh God, yeah. So she's wonderful in this. Thomas Ian Griffin as Jan Valak, who you might remember as Terry from Karate Kid 3, and he's in the Cobra Kai series.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
He's got a
Valak,
career.
the big vampire guy. He does some stuff every once in a while. And Mark Boone Jr. as
Bloody Buddy.
Cataline. Yep, Bloody Buddy from
30 Days of Night.
exactly. It was also in Rob Zombie's Halloween too.
Yeah, that
Oh, wait, the chubby guy?
Yeah, the cool guy.
The first
with
guy.
the
yeah,
cool
with the
guy,
long
right?
curly hair.
Oh, yeah. No, I like that guy. When I worked at a pet food store down in the village, he was my customer. Him and Louis Guzman. He was cool.
Yeah,
Well, that's nice.
Yep.
it seems like a cool guy.
Long time ago.
Then you got Gregory Sierra as Father Giovanni, who was in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and he was Carlos in Towering Inferno. Tim,
Okay.
I feel like you had something.
Wait, that's not... Are you talking about the first priest? Because the first priest is the dude
Giovanni.
from Barney Miller.
Tim, I tend to try to go with movies that people would have seen.
Oh. Well, you know what? Here, get your bingo card out because Chef Robbie knows what show I'm talking about.
And there's tits.
Minnesota tits. I don't know if there's a
Minnesota
spot on the
tits.
bingo card for that.
Then you got a bunch of other character actors, yada, yada, yada. Anyhow, we can... the one thing that I saw in the Internet Movie Database trivia that may or may not be true, but it made total sense for this movie, is at the last minute,
They pulled 98% of its budget.
2/3.
they pulled 2/3 of the budget.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That explained a lot.
Yeah.
of stuff.
Ended up
Totally.
in massive rewrites because they had to make it fit the budget.
Okay, so let me ask a question. At that point, can't John Carpenter back out? If he signed up to do a movie, and by the time they're getting ready to do it, it's now like a 90% different fucking movie than
Oh,
what he agreed
Tim,
to
I'm glad
do.
you brought that up. Because, like
Okay.
Eddie, I was also delving the depths of IMDb trivia for this movie, and I would like to add some things. Okay,
Well, I set you
for
up.
this
yeah.
film, John Carpenter wanted to stay away from the stereotype of gothic vampires and wanted to make his vampires quote-unquote savages and not be brooding loneliness in their existence. They're too busy ripping and tearing humans apart. He only agreed to do
Okay.
this movie because he always wanted to do a horror western. And he did extensive uncredited rewrites to the script to make it more of a western. Yeah, the book is not... It, like, barely has anything to do with this movie. The characters have the same names, and they work for the Vatican. Is really the only thing they have in common.
I would say the only thing that makes this movie a Western is where it's set in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of scenes where they're like that old Spanish Catholic mission
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, what's a Western about this?
Also, this is Carpenter's only financial success in the 90s, his last movie in the 90s,
Wow.
and his only vampire movie. So there's some fun facts for you.
That's true. Yeah, it is his only vampire movie.
He was actually burnt out because all of his movies, had been duds for like the past 10, 15 years, and he was burnt out, and he was kind of like, I don't want to make movies anymore. I don't find joy in this anymore. And then, this script got in front of him.
It comes through in this movie.
Well, get this. The script came in front of him, and he was like, well, I always wanted to do a Western. So he decided to do this script, and of course he rewrote it to make it more Western. And he said he had so much fun making this movie that it revitalized his passion for movies. And the next movie is Ghosts of Mars.
Oh.
Wow.
Which,
And then-
spoiler alert, I like that movie too.
Wow.
Of course.
Of course.
There's no accounting for taste. So we open on James Woods scouting a barn. I'm not. Do I have to call him fucking Crow?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so Crow.
Jack Crow. JC for short, you can call him. Why not call him JC, right? Because he gets crucified later on.
He does. I wonder if that was in the punch-up that JC John Carpenter did.
Well, the name is from the book.
Oh my God! That's all I need to know about that book. Is that the main character's name is Jack Crow?
I gotta go find that author and punch him. Anyhow, so him and Baldwin, they're scouting a barn door, and while this is going on, though, Baldwin's taking a piss, and I'm like, "Yep, that's okay, perfect. This is where we're starting out."
He improvised.
He improvised. He was drunk. He's like, "I gotta piss." Like, we're filming.
He's trying to get rid of some of that water weight.
Man. So he's like, oh, yeah, this is the perfect spot for a nest. It's not. It's just a shitty building in the middle of nowhere.
One of many buildings, by the way, in that area, right?
Every building.
There are other shacks. There's other, little barns, all within plain view of where we're seeing these people.
Yeah,
Keep that for a little bit
every building and every setting that we're going to go into looks like the interior of this barn, by the way. Mm-hmm. Except for the hotel.
Got to save money on lighting.
So they're like, all right, he gets the crew out of the back of the van. They're like, all right, we're going to all kit up.
What the hell does the back of that van smell like? Because there's 6 people jammed into the back of it.
Oh, God.
And they're all sweating in the New Mexico sun. They're probably farting. They probably got bad breath.
Yeah. Baldwin was in there.
I have a question also. Is it legal to buy a fucking armored truck?
Apparently that's a real armored truck.
Yeah, I know. But is it legal to buy one and just drive it around?
Sure.
I have no idea. Never tried it. You try it, Tim, and you tell us. You report back.
Yeah, go pick one up, Tim. Let us know. So they're all doing their kitting up scene of the all right, we're going to get all of our... So many guns, by the way, and we'll find out that the gun's ineffective.
Completely. But it's their go-to weapon most of this movie.
I feel like the guns are probably to slow them down, because it might not kill them, but it'll slow them down and maybe it'll sting a little.
So, all right, so let's follow this logic out. Vampires coming at me, let me take my 9mm out, shoot it 6 or 7 times, slow it down for half a second or so, so I can then take my stake out and stab it? No, just go with the stake.
But what if it's coming too fast? Spitefully.
It's pulling an Eddie.
Good for her. She didn't even get a chance to kind of fake it.
So, the other problem I have is Wood's primary weapon. The physics of attaching this cable to a crossbow bolt and then firing it, that's not going to work.
Why?
Also, he has no aim control because he's pointing that fucking thing at almost everybody on that fucking
Maybe he secretly wants to kill all of them.
So
you don't know.
Maybe
they're a bunch of assholes.
I'll answer your question, Candice.
Okay.
I'm going to hand you a softball, right? And I want you to throw it and knock over a milk jug, right? Okay. So you do that 3-4 times. You practice it, right? You get your bearings down. You could do it, let's say, 30% of the time, right?
Okay.
Now I'm going to attach some airplane tow cable to the fucking softball. Now throw it.
Oh, you're saying the aerodynamics are messed up, so the aim's not going to be true.
Yeah. It's not going to fucking work.
And I'll go even further. What about if he turns a corner and is going at one point, the fucking cord gets wrapped around a corner a little bit, and he goes to shoot it, and now it falls at his feet.
Okay, another question. Now you have to reload because you missed. You're going to run up, grab the cable, untie it from that crossbow bolt, tie it up to your new crossbow bolt. In his defense,
he's trying to hit a human torso, not a milk jug. Much bigger target.
The difference is that the milk jug is not actively trying to avoid being hit.
Neither are these vampires.
Being able to fly around, too.
No, but okay, so first off, just physics of it, you're not going to shoot it and hit something. It's going to get pulled in whatever direction the slack happens to be laying in. Secondly, again, how are you going to attach the next crossbow bolt? You have to run back out to the car where the wench is, get the wire, tie it to another one, run back in.
And I know. All right, maybe the movie got 2/3 of his budget cut, but at the very least, what you also have to do, you have to show me that when that arrow or crossbow goes through them, like extensions come out on the other end, so they actually have something to hook onto and pull these motherfuckers out. Otherwise, not just pull the fucking crossbow right out of the space it just
not
went
to mention, not for nothing, Tim. First, they stab one of the vampires in the nest in his forehead with a stake, right?
Yes. Oh
And
my
then-
God. I have written down. What the fuck? These are
Yeah,
professionals.
but
right?
no, it's a cool scene, right? And like, okay, here's one thing I will not fault this movie on, and that is the gore effects and the practical effects.
They got cut too.
I know.
because It was
Yeah, no. It is
it was
pretty
originally
good,
going to get an NC-17 rating because the gore was so extreme.
I get it, man. I mean, honestly, the way our buddy gets ripped in half at the hotel
Oh,
is
I
pretty
love it.
fucking good.
Love it.
So
Yeah.
okay, but no, here's to my point, right? So the guy gets staked in his brain, and then the vampire grabs the stake and pulls it out, right? Okay, apply that
Yeah.
logic to the crossbow bolt with the wire in it.
Why not just pull it out?
Just pull it
Mhm.
out.
Yep.
What if it's got barbed ends and you can't pull it out? What if it's got like prehensile barb ends?
Candice,
You're a
Yeah,
vampire,
Candice,
right? It's not a stake through your heart. Pull that
the-
fucking shit
No,
out like
you're-
a bunny rabbit will chew its
Yeah,
leg
You're
off to get out of the
You're
trap.
right, but I
vampire
still
pulled-
like it.
the stake out of his brain.
No, we're gonna take this movie down to an 8.
Yeah, here we go. Then I'm going to start working on your husband. You're going to be done with him too by the end of this episode.
It's going to be better for you in the long run, Candice, because the more that you kind of not really enjoy watching this movie, the more bang
that's
time you
so
have with your husband
true.
for this, hour and 41-minute
Man,
run?
the poor guy's been working overtime like crazy this
Yeah.
week.
You
And I haven't been
mentioned
able to
that.
like see him or talk to him, and that's why I've been so sad. And I've been posting all these stories about my
Yeah.
favorite memories, like when he told me I was
And thinking about the guys who tried to pick you up?
yeah. That was more like I was pouring a bottle of wine, and I was
Yeah.
remembering the guy looking at my ID, and I'm like, sure, guy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, if you go and look at her husband's social media, he's like, man, for some reason, I've just been having a great week.
Best week ever.
All of a sudden, I don't have headaches constantly. I don't know what that is. No, I'm just teasing. If he could pull a stake out of his brain, he could pull a fucking arrow out. Anyhow, they go in there. They're doing all the Call of Duty slicing the pie shit, that Tim's people can't do when he's trying to play his cop buddy. And we've got. Oh, first before they even find the vampires in the barn, we get the spring-loaded dead grandma prank. Which is funny because they open the door.
There's a spring-loaded corpse.
Spring-loaded dead grandma pops out, and they're like, "Ah, shit, she's been drained." But okay.
That reminds me, my cat jump scared me
Oh my god,
this week. I didn't think
Really?
that was possible. So when you walk into the kids' bathroom,
Mhm.
like the towel rack is like right next to the door, and she likes to
Okay.
sleep on the towels in there, and she's a black cat, so I can't see her. So I like go to walk in there, I flip on the light, and she jumps like right in front of me. But she didn't like roar or anything. She just trailed.
Oh.
She's like, like jumped right across in front of me, scared the life out of me, and I was like, "God damn it, it's real! It happens! It actually happens!"
You should have been on guard for the rest of the day, Ken, because you know what happens after a cat
Yeah.
scare? 20
A
minutes
black
later, the
cat
real
crossed
thing
in
happens.
front of me. You're right.
That's true. Yeah, you should be dead, man, by now. No, I will admit it is fun that they drag the vampires out into the light, and then that burns them up. That's fun.
A little overplayed. I don't need to see it as many times.
Well,
as
they do a
show it,
montage.
especially for how long
they
this
do a
movie is.
montage of it now with the other. What is it? 9 of them total that they. And
Yeah.
Baldwin picks up the skull and he's like playing with it. He's like,
Oh my
Hey,
god!
"Hey, Pastor, isn't it fun to get a little head?" Nah, and he's elbowing him.
Yeah, it's because they have grave humor, because they
Incredible.
know they could die at any minute. This was kind of explained in the book more, is that they know that they could die horribly at any minute, so they really live it up. They're like really hedonistic, because all of their sins are forgiven by the church no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Nice comment on the church.
This whole movie's a nice comment on the church.
Well, Tim, to be fair, a lot of the really, really beautiful architecture that was built by the church was funded by indulgences. So, I mean, they kind of have a they kind of have a history for this move. It's kind of their thing. So yeah, we, like you said, they wrap this all up, and then they're out boozing and whoring at the local hotel.
I have written down is, where did they get this many hookers?
They have church money. How much money does the Catholic Church have?
That'd be Minnesota, Tim.
New Mexico.
They got them from Minnesota.
They bust them in.
The Vikings were playing the Cardinals, and man. So no, this is when we find out that the church has been paying them, and they're bribing the local law enforcement. So the cops are like, we don't give a fuck what you're gonna do. You want to kill some whores too? Whatever. Then while they're having their party, they're a little pissed because they couldn't find the master vampire, right?
Yeah, why wasn't he in the nest?
And what was he doing? He wasn't there. Or she.
Oh, yeah, that goes back to my point is, there's, within like 30 yards of that first barn, there's two other
they
fucking
don't investigate
barns.
at all.
Just look, just checking them. Maybe he doesn't want to sleep with the fucking
apparently that's unusual.
Vampires.
That's what they say in the film. Usually the master sticks close, real close.
Yes, unless he's seeding all little fucking vampires.
But the other thing is, they know that the vampires are psychically linked, right? Because of what happens later. So why not just like
the stupidest psychic link? I've never heard of this before like this. I've never heard it work this way before.
But
right?
They know that, so why not just keep one of the vampires? Just abduct it. Rip its fangs out or whatever.
It's not gonna tell you.
Rip its fangs out.
What's happening?
You can torture a vampire pretty damn good.
Yeah, just start
sunlight.
Yeah, just start dragging them out,
pulling its teeth out, into the sun. Right. Not exactly known as their team
you
players.
Can start making it watch this movie.
Aww.
And you're gonna live for eternity. So guess how many times you're gonna see this fucking thing?
It would just give up.
I think I have in my notes right here that when James Woods is talking, when Jack Crow is talking to Katrina, yet like his face looks like a Play-Doh mold that was kind of mushed up a little bit.
Yeah, James Woods' face has gone through like different stages of being wrinkly, or as you said, like some sort of hardened Play-Doh that somebody smushed.
It looks like, when I saw it, it looked like he got a facelift or something like that right before this movie, because his face is a little bit too... He looks like that fucking Carrie Lake bitch.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, the bitch that lost. Yeah, she lost.
Yeah, the one who ran for governor in Arizona, by the way.
The dumb bitch that lost. Congratulations. Why don't you go on Twitter and bitch about how you fucking got cheated? So, yeah, then one of the whores goes up to old Crow and is like, hey, what do you... Oh, no, this is when they have the fun conversation. What do you do? Oh, we kill vampires. And then they don't believe it. Okay, well, I'll ask Jake then. Jake, what do we do? We kill vampires. And I just have a note of like, Tim, this is the move you and your buddies got to do. You all just agree vampires before you go out. Yeah. What do you do, Harry?
Well, if they're paid professional sex workers, they're just going to go along with it.
That's a good point. Why are they even asking?
Yeah, like, excuse me.
What do you do?
It's because guys love talking about themselves. And if, like, they can say, oh, I kill vampires, and then you can be like, oh, wow, that's so fascinating. Here, tell me more about it. And then you just giggle and bat your eyelashes, and guys will fucking eat that shit up.
Huh.
No, Candice, if I told some chick that I kill vampires for a living, and she ate it up like that, I would be like,
okay, what if you were talking to a chick, and you were like, I'm a doorman. And they were like, oh, my God, really? I bet you have great stories.
Oh, yeah, that's believable, because I do.
Yeah, and you'd eat that shit up. You'd right out of the palm of your hand.
No, I gotta be careful. It might be somebody work for, like, the National Enquirer or TMZ or something like that, right?
No, what do I do? They're prostitutes. What do? I pay you not to talk. That's what I do.
No, guys love having a woman act like they're impressed. They love that shit.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about work.
I've never had a woman act like she's.
But if she did, I bet you were like, "Oh, hey."
Oh no! I mean, by acting, I mean they.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure they were all 100% honest.
So then we find out where the lead vampire is because he just sleeps in the dirt. Like
it's a good move.
Yeah.
So if you did.
No, it isn't because. Candice, he has to spend at least 3 hours of his fucking waking night getting all that dirt and shit on his fucking hair, his nostrils, his ears.
No, if you wanted to be incognito and not get found, finding a patch of dirt in the middle of nowhere and sliding into it, who's gonna fucking find you? No one. You don't have any landmarks to give away your position.
True. Would have been a great episode of Breaking Bad if when they were going for that train. They just dig up a vampire and laying down in the desert.
Candice didn't see that episode.
No, she never finished.
That's why we don't have to watch the next.
She was watching
Twilight
Ghost of Mars for the 15th time.
When we finally talk about the third Twilight movie, I can't wait to hear your next gauntlet that I have to run through.
Gauntlet? I made you watch a great show.
It's not a great show.
Yeah. Candice, you like this fucking movie.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, because people get cut in half with bare hands. That's interesting. Watching people I want to be a family man, but I'm also a drug dealer.
Oh, yeah,
God.
Nothing intense physically happens to anybody in the Breaking Bad universe.
Not in the first 2 seasons, you son of a bitch.
Wow. Candice, you like reading books, right? You've mentioned a few times. Do you like books that, like, within, like, the first 3 pages have to start getting right into the action? Or you like a little bit know about the characters and get some build-up?
It is a plus.
Yes?
So, yeah, old Valak, he comes up out of the dirt, and then I just have, like, he's got the cool goth club get-up. And there's no way.
And everybody, all the vampires in this movie have that. And I was like, is that just given to them when they turn into a vampire?
Yeah.
Here's your black turtleneck and your blazer.
They all dress like Stevie Nicks.
Like Stevie Nicks, yeah. Could you imagine how long it took him to fucking dry clean that shit every night, too? God damn. Man.
And I was thinking when I was watching that and I was looking at his getup and stuff, and I'm like, there's something there. He is alluring. And then I was like, I've never had a goth boyfriend. And then I remembered why. Because they're so fucking boring. They take themselves so seriously. They're so concerned.
Yeah, because Candice, no goth guy is ever going to walk up to you and go, "You're the most beautiful woman."
Well, no guy who's ever used that line, which has been used more than once, has ever gotten any, so...
No, the only guy using that line is a GameStop ponytail katana guy. Hey, wait a minute. He was asking about Jade Empire. No ponytail?
No ponytail, no.
But the hair was long.
Some kind of fake trying to grow some mustache or beard in?
Like that.
No.
Wow.
Yeah,
clean shaven? Clean shaven, showered?
Short hair, muscular, yeah. In GameStop,
Candice, I think you dodged a bullet. Yeah. I think he was a serial killer trying to pick up somebody to kill them.
Well, okay, hold on. Did he go by 3 names? Did we have like a Lee Harvey Oswald or
I didn't even know his name until I talked to my boyfriend.
And his name was like David Hinckley Walker.
He just
or
said
some
Clark.
Shit. Clark.
And because and which was good because he actually looked like Superman. He had like the black hair with the curl, you know.
Clark. He leaned into it.
That's a good move. Yeah.
He's wearing a blue shirt.
Oh, but no, it just made me dissatisfied. I was like, man, no goth guys are ever interesting. They're so fucking boring.
Nah, I haven't hit on a lot of goth guys,
like
so I don't know. So yeah, the vampire guy walks up.
Well, I forgot. You know who this vampire looks like to me? He looks like, maybe I'm getting the name wrong. Michael Wincott?
Michael Wincott.
The guy who was in The Crow. The guy that's just in Nope.
Yeah!
Which, by the way, I watched that again with my wife. We love that fucking movie so much.
Man, I love him. But yeah, he does look like him. Yeah, he's also in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He's also in Alien Resurrection. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yes, He plays the captain of the ship in That's a great fucking movie.
I
That's an
agree
underrated
wholeheartedly.
So then why do you like this movie? All right.
Because she gets sex. She
You're
gets a
tough nut
cookie
to
at the
figure
end
out.
of it.
No,
she
that's what it is. Yeah.
She did it all for the cookie.
It's the same reason why for like 20 years I get erections whenever I heard All Out of Love by Air Supply.
You're like, oh, I remember that.
Hey.
I remember that movie scene. Yeah.
Again, it's that Pavlovian response. That's all it is.
Only it's not my lips that are drooling. Not those lips, anyway.
Which, by the way, Eddie, can you have private lessons with Sylvia Crystal and the
Yeah,
Blood?
I'll get right on. Speaking of drooling lips, old Valak goes and starts eating some box on the prostitute.
I have a note. That's what my husband feels like. Because he's like walking in the room. I'm crouched on the ceiling, observing, and then I just pounce.
Oh, God, yeah. Valak's move, that is a good move, by the way. If you just hide in the hotel room where the woman can't see you and then ambush her,
Yeah.
and go straight mouth to
Guaranteed.
crotch. Yeah.
You're talking about like pretending like you've never experienced or known something or liked something just to get it. I've used that.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never liked that. He's like, I'm going to try extra hard to make sure it's good. Then you'll like it. I'm like, oh no, I don't think I believe you.
Exactly. I can't come from oral. You just, that's the move. But for me, it's true. So, he bites her on the thigh and you see her just fucking bust so hard, right? She's
man,
gushes.
she is like shuddering. Yeah. Every muscle is tense. You can see like the veins in her neck. She is. Oh yeah. I was like, damn, that must be really fucking good.
That's some acting right there. That's all I gotta say. That woman, Tim, she would have you fooled. Yeah,
she is a good actress. Yes,
so that credit where credit's due.
Okay. I've been drinking wine, so my thoughts are just pouring out. But yeah.
It is Saturday night.
Yeah, that's another thing that I've always thought that, like, would you ever date an actor? Could you ever believe anything they ever did?
Well,
because if they're a good actor, how do you know they're not faking it in bed?
Well, I date women, and they're all actors, so.
As long as you acknowledge the fact that all those orgasms are fake, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but...
Well, again, Candice is taking the assumption that matters.
Well, you've got to look at it this way. If they're faking, that means they care. They want you to feel okay.
That's true, right?
Yeah, or finish.
Yeah, or
get it over with.
Right.
Yeah,
Either
that's also
way,
true.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm happy. So
exactly.
Who cares, right?
But that was always one of those random thoughts that I've always had. Like, I could never date an actor.
Well, I could do you one better. Could you ever date a psychiatrist?
Yeah, because I've known psychiatrists, and they don't actually analyze every single thing you say.
Maybe that's just what they want you to think, Candice. Right? It's if the patient knows that they're being observed, it might.
No, they don't. They don't do that. They're like, I'm so sick of people thinking that.
Right, but maybe.
So then I would imagine that Meryl Streep, when she gets home, she's probably sick of acting, right? So if you get Meryl Streep to bust,
Candice, so you're saying that psychologist was the reverse of a psychologist? No, I'm not analyzing you, Candice. I'd never do that. You can act.
They're writing notes.
Yeah. They've set the little tape recorder down.
On their phone.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So tell me about your relationship with your mother.
No, you never go to mother. You go to father.
Well, not for me.
With a woman, you always go to father. First, I've said it before. This is the pickup line. You come up, you compliment their shoes, ask them about their dad.
Oh, shit. You just reminded me. I was talking to my husband about pickup lines. Mm-hmm. The same conversation I had earlier. And he was like, I think my pickup line would be, I'd stare at them, and when they asked what, I'd say, I'm sorry, I thought you were still mad when I fucked your mom.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Wow. That's the kind of line that works on Candice. or the guy who married
Right,
Candice thinks would work on Candice instead of, I think you're the most beautiful
Yeah.
woman I've ever
God,
seen.
no. Oh, man. I've been sharing stories.
I think your mom is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. That's why
Sharing
I fucked her.
stories on
mad at me?
Discord about me and my husband's relationship and the things he says to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's given up. That's good.
Yeah, great. No, that was when we were still in courtship phase.
Oh, that's good. It's even better.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, like
letting
I've
you know.
been thinking a lot of my fond memories of my husband because I've been missing him.
Yeah. It's all
And
about
he-
managing expectations.
He fucking... I was still dating Chaz, and my husband was taking me to work because my car was in the shop. And so he was like, get in the car. So I open the passenger side door and he starts taking off. Just like a little bit, just like taking off the brake.
The old game, yeah.
Yeah, so
And that's
so
when you knew
I
he
start
liked you.
running to keep up, and I look at him and I smile because I'm like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. I'm going to jump in here and close the door and it'll be funny. He slams on the brakes. So I slam into the door and fuck up my arm, fucked up his door where it couldn't close right after that.
Jesus.
He about pissed himself laughing.
Now I'm understanding why Candice
she
loves
likes
this
getting
movie so
beaten the
much.
shit out of by a dude. That's how she...
Getting assaulted by a fucking vehicle.
In my defense, it was really funny.
Okay, so
Okay.
as long as you have a good witty punchline to your backhand, Tim, it's fine.
All right. I just waiting, Candice. Did you have the impression of the window knob on your forehead for a couple of
No,
days?
he
after hitting the
bruised
door?
up my arm because I had my hand on the roof and I was getting ready to jump in, and that's when he slams on the brakes.
That's good. Honda Civic, right?
I think. Oh shit! It was a
Or Accord.
it was a Pontiac. Shit, name some Pontiacs. Not Grand Prix. Not
Trans
that.
Am.
Monte Carlo. It was Monte
Monte
Carlo.
Carlo?
Yep.
That's a drug dealer car, Candice. What the fuck? That's what my fucking old drug dealer used to
that's a good
pop
drug
up
dealer
in.
car.
The Monte Carlo SS.
And this is what I find charming.
That's good. Yeah, abuse. So that's why you like the movie. That makes sense.
That's
so,
true. Oh my god.
It is making a lot
The
more
veil
sense.
has been taken off of my eyes.
There you go. So Valak pops into the party. He knocks on the door. Dude opens it up, rips dude in half, just like knife edge of hand through stomach, and then pulls straight up, rips him in
It's
half.
fucking great. I don't
It is
understand
good.
why you didn't like this, Tim.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
These parts these are the best parts. When he's putting his arm through motherfuckers and fucking ripping somebody's heart out and fucking punching somebody else like that, that's all great. The rest of the movie,
He
I'm
busts
sorry,
his
it's
hand
just
through
bad.
someone's chest and then chokes out another person while his hand is through someone's chest. It's fucking great.
Yep.
It's an hour and 41
Yeah,
minutes?
something like that.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
I can't enjoy a movie because there's maybe a total of 7
Yeah.
minutes in it. That's like, oh,
Because that's
cool.
the problem is now I'm looking at my notes here, and it just
Whoa! Yo, listen here, wine mama.
Because I'm looking at
Park Chan Woe versus John Carpenter.
because I'm looking at my notes here, and right after the rip in half thing, it just peters out. Punches through a guy's body, they shoot him, nothing. He wastes everybody except for Woods and Baldwin, our heroes who run away.
Mhm.
Oh, that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
things about this movie. Like I said, is this bromance between those two. Because, okay, this is a classic love story. So you
Yeah.
have your couple that has been together for a long time, your Montoya and your Crow. And then we got these side pieces that are coming into the picture, which is Katrina and the new priest.
Oh,
And so
okay.
they start, attracting the eye away from each other. Yeah.
Splitting up, yeah.
Yeah, this is a love story between those two. It's really what it
Sure.
comes down to.
Sure.
Candice, get on Twitter and please tweet at James Woods that you
Yeah.
loved his performance of a
He'd say-
homoerotic
he'd say-
love story between him and Montoya
he'd say, "You're a
and
sweet gal."
vampires.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about how cool it is with male on male relationships in this movie. By the way, Candice.
Why? What's
Is-
wrong with it?
Well, they make some fun comments about gay relationships.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
I mean, it's always just one of those things that you're like, all right, you got to remember what time the movie was, but still, it's like it hits.
Yeah, I did not like that.
Yeah.
That's very true. I was like,
there's a lot of very bad homophobic remarks. I mean, especially like one of the things, and it's troubling that you point out that Carpenter's big thing was like, oh, I don't want him to be like the European fancy romanticized vampires, because Crow's character goes on that diatribe, but just as like, vampires aren't that F slur kind of vampire you're imagining. And I'm like, God, I hope that's not Carpenter's note.
No. Okay, so I have notes about that.
Okay.
So John Carpenter, when he cast James Woods in the role as Crow, he knew that James Woods had a reputation for being difficult to work with.
Okay.
And he was like, okay, well, I still think I can make this work. He ended up getting along famously with James Woods. And he said the reason is because they both agreed, we'll do one take straight from the script. And then any other take we have, you can ad-lib it. You can improv it.
Okay. So these are the Woods cuts.
You can't really tell which ones are the real lines.
Well, all right. Well, I'll do you one better. Who had final edit?
I mean, yeah, that's true. But John Carpenter said that he thought that James Woods' improv was brilliant and he loved it.
Or maybe what James Woods did, he fucked up every other single take.
Just so that would be picked.
That's the one that he hit, yeah. He's like, look, John, I know you got no money. You can't keep taking another shot.
Fucking up washing the dishes so no one asks you to do that again.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way...
Washing dishes?
No, fucking something up so your wife never asked you to do it.
Tim's like, I've never heard of that before.
That's why I'm terrible at oral sex.
I was just going to say, that's why I always started off with licking her knees.
I'm all teeth down there, baby.
She's like, it's not my kneecap.
I don't know where the clit is. It could be the kneecap, Tim. Who knows?
Well, no man knows where the clit is.
I don't know. I bet I could point it out in the lineup.
Oh, man. Remember when it was called The Little Man in the Canoe?
Yeah.
Is it still called that? When? I don't know. I never heard it.
Yeah. People like Tim's age still call it that.
me and my future...
Yeah.
Me and my
That's a nice
future husband.
Gonna find the nerd
Not
in the banana.
married yet. We saw a mural that had like a man in a canoe, and I was like, "Oh shit! I found it! This is a man in the canoe." And my husband goes,
"Why would it be a man? Shouldn't it be a woman in the canoe?"
Goes, "Well, it's hard to find the man in the canoe when it's in the middle of the fucking ocean."
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be eating fucking pussy and pull the curtains back and see like the fucking tidy bowl man or a man in the canoe.
Waldo. There he is. That son of a bitch.
It's the mermaid.
There's too much here. I can't find it.
Yeah, everything else down there is wearing matching colored clothing, so it tracks. So yeah. By the way, while they run away, they just grab the bitten prostitute and throw her in the trunk. They're like, "You're coming with us."
For real, he's married, right?
Yeah.
Was he?
He was
John
married
Carpenter.
to Sandy King.
Uh-huh.
Were they getting divorced?
Not that I know of.
Because this is really, I swear to God, out of all the John Carpenter movies, I've seen them all. Okay, there isn't any John Carpenter movie that he's done I haven't seen except for maybe this very first one with Darkstar, whatever it is.
Yeah,
like the experimental one. I've never seen a movie of his that is so mean-spirited, so unnecessarily
toward women. Yeah,
and just over and over and over.
I think there's that, and there's also like in a lot of his movies.
She wakes up tied in a bed, completely fucking naked for no
with
reason
a C-tier
whatsoever.
Baldwin, by the way. Like, if it couldn't get much worse. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The worst nightmare.
To be fair, like, if you look at a lot of his movies, he has kind of shitty anti-hero heroes, you know? Like, look at, like, Escape from New York. Yeah. Escape from LA.
Yes.
Not only that, but of course they live and big.
But Snake Plissken wasn't smacking fucking Andrea Barbeau around
Big
for
Trouble
no
in
reason,
Little China.
right?
You could say he's aloof and he's like a dumbass, but he's not
he's
like
a dumbass
punching broads.
Yeah, Kim Cattrall
I think he
gets
said
out of
he's
there
been
with all the
married like
teeth.
3 times.
Oh, okay. So this was probably toward the end of the second one.
Yeah.
Because they're just like quiet. He's all like, "Hey, shut the fuck up. We're gonna take her because now we got a divining rod."
Shoving her back and forth between the two of them and all that shit.
So I love that they crash the car, total it, and then they're like drag her and beat her ass and make her walk all the way to a gas station.
Oh yeah. This is where I have in my notes, we've all been there, stumbling down the highway under the hot sun with blood running down your thighs.
Yeah, with two
We've
guys.
all been there, right?
Just kicking your ass down the fucking street.
Two guys who clearly gave fake names. Like
Jack Crow and Tony Montoya.
Montoya and Crow.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So, yeah, they make their way to a gas station, and they steal a guy's car, is what our heroes do.
Oh, yeah, and not only, again, I also have written down, not only does he steal the car, but he threatens this guy's fucking life in a really violent way, instead of just, like, taking the gun out, like, look, I'm sorry, we gotta take the car, whatever. His first thing is, I'll blow your fucking head off. Oh, wait, that's...
No, that's you talking to a caddy.
Yeah.
That's true. Leave that lady alone, man.
So then they
Tim, did you see yourself in this scene?
So they head back to the hotel. Then they argue about who's going to go bury the team. And Woods is like, "Look, man, I'm going to run in there and I'm going to bury." They're like, "No, rule number," and this fucking constantly calling out.
Yeah.
Rule number X.
Thing, yeah.
Rule number X is you don't bury a teammate alone.
Yeah, because it's emotionally grueling. They have a romantic relationship.
Yeah?
You don't want to leave your partner.
No, I
you don't
think
want to
what
leave
it
your
also
partner
is
with one foot up.
It's a No, Candice. It's a time constraint thing because he spends all fucking day doing this, and by the time he gets finished, it's nighttime. So now he's vulnerable to the vampires. 2 people could have done that shit in half the time and still gotten far enough away.
I still say they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
I won't disagree with you on that one, Candice. I'll give you that. Let's say that they did work that nice little layer into this movie, and people watch this movie.
Yeah, they're like in each other's
that,
face, and then they know that it's emotional. They literally in each other's face, and they know it's an emotional turmoil for the other person, but they're still like, you know.
You know what? James Woods is unusually curious about people's fucking other states of fucking heart.
That is true.
This whole movie, right?
I'm glad you're seeing it. Your eyes are being opened.
Yeah, it does not make it a good movie.
Yes, it does.
No.
Nope.
Not at all. So yeah, they decide to break the rule. And by the way, every time a rule is brought up, it will just be broken. The reason the rule is brought up is to be broken. So wonderful.
Yeah, because they're in unknown territory right now.
Yeah, because they died. Most of them died, and they have a broad with a bit pussy. So there you go.
Still can't get over that scene.
So yeah, we get a montage of Crow desecrating a bunch of bodies. Just like staking them, cutting the heads off, throwing them in a bag, and then burying the heads. Because it's all like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That was my note. And while this is going on, Baldwin's driving off to the hotel they arranged to meet at. And I like he stops to get some beef jerky or something at a gas station. Because you just see him pull over. Yeah,
just leaves her in the car
at a gas station. Then it cuts back to Woods. Then it cuts back to Baldwin, and he's like eating a piece of beef jerky.
Yeah, I did have a problem with the decapitation scenes because in one chop, he takes someone's head off. Did we not learn from 30 Days of Night that it takes at least 2? At least 2, depending on your strength and, you know.
Yeah, but what if you got that big, like teak erection
True.
going on? while
It's
you
a
do it?
mahogany.
That might give you like a little bit extra, like into your wang.
Little ebony for you. Ah, man. But no, what if you have James Woods strength? You know?
Crazy strength.
Yeah. That guy looks like a tough guy.
Oh yeah, I swear, I thought they like CGI the muscles on him.
Maybe that was where the clay that they were shoving around that builds his body.
Yeah, it's like a Stretch Armstrong. They squeezed his head so it went into the rest of his body.
Yeah, whatever he's full of, they like a Woolly Willy doll or thing. Like, yeah, cornstarch. Yeah, they just moved that shit around. Like, look, he's got a big muscle.
That's why he's wearing those
Yes,
gloves.
why is he?
Right?
That always gets me. Why does he wear gloves all the time?
Because it's cool.
It's a freaky ass thing, right?
Does he have?
You see that a lot in movies and TV shows with people, and it's usually crazy motherfuckers too, who are constantly wearing gloves all the time.
Does he have OCD?
It doesn't help anything.
He doesn't want to get germs.
I hope not. He's in the wrong profession.
Can you imagine tying your cable to your second spear because you missed the first vampire
you lose
with
so
a
much
pair of gloves
tactile
on?
sensation when you're wearing gloves.
Yeah, that's why I don't wear condoms. So,
that got a groan of disgust for both of us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Now you know, women. Now you fucking know what we deal with for you.
I mean, now, because now I just had the image of your penis popping in my head. I had to imagine what it looked like, but I didn't even get the courtesy of it being covered up a
You
little
heard
bit.
it,
So
Tim. Now you visualized it.
When you imagine it,
I had to visualize the actual color instead of
when you
looks
imagine
opaque.
it, is it kind of like in old movies when they would wear pantyhose over their face to obscure their features?
Yeah.
Isn't that what a condom does, kind of,
Features?
anyway?
I don't know where your main vein is.
Yeah.
You were wearing a condom.
You could look like you at that fucking wrong place of your dick hole disease with it. Whatever the fuck.
Like Jimmy Kimmel. We had some great callbacks on this show. So anyway,
Listen to the back catalog, motherfuckers. It's not just those
some
first
of them
50
are good.
episodes.
He goes to the hotel and I guess strips the vampire lady down and ties her up for fun.
And what was the reason? Because didn't he say something like, "Oh, I took your clothes off" or something? Did he say?
Yeah,
"I
he
took
washed
clothes
her,
and I
yeah.
washed you"?
Cleaned her
Or-
inside and out.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
because she
God,
was
it's
covered in
even
blood.
worse.
It's gross. Come on.
Yeah. Ew, yucky. She's a vampire. Anyhow.
And this is where I have in my notes, bitches always be trouble.
Yeah. Because they're like, listen, here's the deal. I could either break your neck right now or you could be bait for us because you have a psychic link to the vampire, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, Eddie, explain what this psychic link is that she and all the other vampires created by this master have. What this link is,
how in
this link
movies
works.
the way PTSD works is like somebody will be at a club and a song comes on and they remember their uncle raping them, but they only get like weird flashes of it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's why
That's
I never
right.
listen to
Oh my
So it's
God,
kinda
Tim.
like that. So it's kind of like that in that every once in a while when Valak is doing something, she sees a little bit of it, but she can't control what she sees. So she only sees what he sees. But then sometimes he very conveniently looks at a map or a road sign and points to it.
He circles it on the map and points to
a
it, by
few
the
times, by the way.
way. Tap, tap, tap.
So that's helpful. So that's her psychic link.
Yeah, but isn't it usually the other way around? Isn't it
Yes.
the master who creates the vampires able the one who
Yes.
sees and knows what's going on? Isn't that how Dracula worked with Lucy?
Candice?
No, he never had a psychic connection with Lucy.
Wasn't there a thing, and part of it, maybe I'm getting the book mixed up with the movie, because it was a long time ago since it's been a long time since I read the book or saw the movie, but isn't it part of the thing where Lucy can't know that they're coming for him, because if they know, not Lucy,
Mina.
Parker's wife. Mina. That he's able to see through Mina's eyes that, they're coming for us,
Yes.
so they have to,
That's
fake her
just
out
in the
with what they're
movie.
doing?
Okay. Still has more credibility than this fucking movie. So I'm gonna accept it.
True. I'll take Martin Scorsese.
Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker directed Dracula.
Written by Martin Scorsese and
that's what you're thinking of.
Mary Shelley, also a very good director.
Didn't get enough work though. I wonder what she's going to do with that new Wonder Woman.
Actually directed it, and she just put her name on it.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Speaking of Dracula interpretations, I watched that BBC Dracula. Fucking sucked. I hated it.
Yeah. Was it all about he had a bromance with Renfield?
Oh my god. No, there was some sex that happened between him and Jonathan Harker.
Oh.
Yeah. But man, overall, that just bored the crap out of me. I was like, this is not good.
So it's like a vampire movie to me. So
if you want to watch a good movie with Dracula, watch The Invitation.
Let's watch Monster Squad.
That too. Gotta love that movie. We just should cover that.
I know. That's a fun movie with a vampire.
My birthday is coming up in March. We should watch movies that I love. And we're going to do Big Trouble in Little China. We're going to do The Descent. We're going to do Monster Squad. And The Thing.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. So, yeah. He, then, this is, goddamn, but this is when we cut to Woods beating up the new priest guy that they get. Because, by the way, okay, we got to go back to Woods going to the fucking temple or whatever and talking to the cardinal.
And they pat him down before he gets to see the bishop?
And apparently, like, their other team got wiped out, and Valak left a fucking Neon Maniacs card.
This picture is clearly just a photo of the actor that they put like Adobe Photoshop like filters on.
Make it look like a cartoon.
Make it look like pointillism.
Yeah, make it look grainy, and then put a stupid. Literally, it just says "celebrate," and there's a symbol of and it's just a picture of the sun that it's in, and they're like, "Well, what the fuck could this mean? Celebrate something? Well, what? Oh, well, I don't know." And then Wood's character's like, "Well, I heard a rumor that they could find a black cross and then walk in the sun." And then the priest's like, "That's probably not that. Anyhow, here's your new priest guy." And then
Did we get Woods' backstory yet?
So this is when Woods drives off with the new priest, right?
Yeah.
And this is
his
when
new girlfriend.
Yeah, and this is when he starts gay bashing vampires with his new girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Makes himself look like a man.
Then he pulls him over, and he just starts beating the shit out of the guy. He's like, "Tell me what you know." "No, I can't." "Tell me what you know." "No, I can't." He bends him over, starts pulling his pants down, and then no, that doesn't happen. But
I wish.
Yeah. Then he's like, "Listen, here's what happened to me, fucker. My dad got bit by a vampire, and he was that guy in the zombie movie that tries to play it off like it's cool. But then he killed my mom, and I killed him. And that's why I'm crazy. So don't keep secrets."
And then I was raised by the Catholic Church, and they trained me to become... Well, no, I think somebody else gives this exposition, right? Because isn't that his parents were vampires?
No, that's James Woods' character. He gives this exposition. He's like, this is...
Well, I think... All right, so then later on, somebody's repeating it.
Well,
maybe
he gives it again.
Like that
he tells the same fucking exposition again later. Just like later when they tell him that the Black Cross creates daywalkers, and he's like, huh. Because he literally
I forgot I already mentioned
he literally tells the cardinal, like, that's what he thinks is going on. And then the new priest is like...
Yeah, he heard rumors of it while he was growing up in the Vatican.
And then the fucking
Cross.
priest later tells him, well, here's what's going on. It turns out that there's a black cross that can make him daywalk. And he acts like, really? Huh. That's crazy.
And then the most stupidest thing, too, is because, isn't this where they say, what the fuck is that nobody in the Catholic Church knows where this cross
Oh my
is.
God.
They kept it. They want to keep it hidden as a secret, and it got lost out the centuries. And I'm just thinking, it's a good place to keep shit if you want to keep it safe. I think there might even be like a couple of sayings about it, like safe as the Vatican.
A safe place to put the cross is
New Mexico.
No, you burn it, and it's gone.
Yeah. No, if you're Catholic,
that's
you can't
true.
burn a cross.
Eddie, you don't understand.
That's why you pay the heathens to do it.
Eddie, you beat me to it because I was thinking you gotta figure out a workaround on this. You pay somebody who isn't a Catholic to burn it, and then you can kill them for burning a cross, and you don't even have to pay them the money that you agreed to pay them to burn the cross.
Not only that, but there's a precedent for it because in the Bible it says that they're not allowed to sell slaves to each other, but they can purchase slaves from the Jewish people from a town over. That's okay.
You're talking about Leviticus.
It's always a workaround.
You got a problem with that, Candice? Are you saying it's not valid?
You a big Leviticus fan?
No, anytime someone's like, well, slavery's in the Bible, they're always talking about Leviticus. The Old Testament that doesn't actually apply to anymore to modern Christians.
Oh, that's true.
No, I'll just mention Moses and the people being slaves
in
Egypt.
If the Old Testament doesn't apply, that means there's no original sin, and the 10 commandments are not true.
No one follows the 10 Commandments anymore. That's not true. That's the Old Covenant.
Okay, and there's also no original sin then. Yeah, that's what I thought.
About this.
So,
she's had too much of that wine.
Had too much of this party.
The host.
Hey, you know what? We're an hour 30 in. Let me try to catch up to you. Let's take 5, and I'm going to go get a drink.
Okay.
How's that sound? And we're back. So this is the scene where he beats the shit out of the priest, trying to get the information off of him.
That's when he's breaking his new woman.
Yeah, he's got to break her in. Exactly. But then after, he's like, so did your cock get hard when I hit you?
Because I didn't feel it when I was hitting
you. He should. I was like, just check.
Did you get a little mahogany? You get a little
wood.
Teak? You get a little wood? Oh, come on. You don't find that amusing at all? Not even a little bit? Oh, fine.
Not
You're
really,
dead inside.
No, Candice. Look, everybody knows I like fun.
Yes, this famously known.
And there's a lot of stuff.
Famously, Jim. Loves fun.
I think I might even get a T-shirt made up about it. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff I'll put up with in movies, but that's not funny. He beats the guy up, and then you start asking, "Did you get an erection while it was happening to you?" Like,
yeah.
No
Imagine
big
if
deal.
the roles were reversed, and I beat you up, Candice, and was like, "Hey, did your pussy get wet when I punched you?"
Probably like,
yeah. Did your chest get all flushed?
Yeah, what are you going to do about
it?
Red?
And I just know I'd make a note: never physically strike Candice again, and underline it. Oh man. So, I don't get the joke. Whatever. It's a stupid show.
Fine, whatever. You know what? Fuck you too. It was good. Go fuck yourselves.
Good movie. Yeah. So, this.
What we should do every week is put out a poll. Is the movie good? Yes or no?
You know what?
No, because I'll always lose.
Now you're starting to sound like Elon Musk. Should I let Trump back on Twitter? Yes or no?
Oh my god!
Which, by the way, that 5-minute break, I guess, just looking at my Twitter account, I guess he's back.
I cannot wait to see you and Matt Anderson's angry responses to tweets, being like, "Well, if you think that's the truth, blah 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 blah."
No. I learned. Oh, I won't say I learned a long time ago, but I've learned my lesson. There's no involving fucking trolls. Anybody's going to go on and tweet about how great it is that Donald Trump back on. Whatever I tweet at them isn't going to fucking change their mind or anything like that. However, if one of them puts out something that's really fucking stupid and dumb, I might point that out.
Yeah, and what difference does it make?
That's not
what difference does it make? But you get satisfaction out of it?
No, not
then
really.
Why do you do it?
Because like I said, I know I'm basically screaming and if you look at my tweets and shit like that, I'm not engaging in fucking troll
Candice,
fights with
you
anybody.
are 100% correct. I have had to tell my wife this repeatedly. don't argue with people on Twitter unless you're having fun. If you're having fun,
Yeah.
do it all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Then
true.
totally. Then it's so worth
It's
it
fucking
because then
strangers on the internet. Who
Yeah.
cares?
yeah, exactly. That's why I love one of them. There was this fucking broad. Oh, this was funny. Hold on here. This broad was all like, she posted a picture. It was somebody I follows her. And she posted a picture of this chick in a bra. And she's all like, this is a sexy bra. If you want me to wear it, you should buy it for me. Just to Twitter, right?
I should try that.
So I just responded. I was like, why don't you buy your own clothes?
What happened?
Oh, immediately every fucking banana rider for her ass was on me. Like, oh, you're not funny. What are you doing? I'm like, dude, really? I'm not funny? She's begging for clothes. Right.
For a bra.
So I'm just...
Like, usually it works the other way. I'm sending you money into that to take the bra off.
Oh,
not to
shit, that
buy one and
reminds
put
me.
it
Exactly.
on,
So
right?
I spent all my money on Final Fantasy and a PC setup. So I want to play Pokemon. I
Yeah.
don't have the money for it.
Aw.
So if someone wants my PayPal,
Yeah,
You're going to send them a
yeah, send
picture?
them feet
Picture.
pictures. So
Just sort of with the little piggy
This
that
is-
went to market
it's
to
a
buy
picture of me
Final
reading a
Fantasy
book.
game.
Note
Or
the
Pokemon.
glasses.
yeah. So the original broad that I did that to, she's all like, hey, Eddie, go eat a dick. Right?
Yeah.
So I told her, no, I'm a vegetarian. Get it? Ha, ha, ha.
Oh.
Right? So then so then
Wow.
later on down this whole thing, because I'm just fucking with all of her friends and everything. Later on, somebody is all like, I bet you just annoy women online because it's the only way they'll talk to you. Which is funny, right? That's pretty good. So I was like, that's right. So I was like, that's funny.
Yes.
It's interesting that you just assume I'm straight.
That's good. I like
I
that.
love that. That's one of my favorite moves is when I used to love to do it on Call of Duty was I immediately get in the game, have the headphones on Xbox 360 back in the day, and then just be like, all right, guys, let's have fun. Gay, hey, gay, you're gay. And I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm gay. What?
So
Why, are you gay?
I never
They're
had
like-
that experience. I start talking.
They're like when Eddie does that, they're like the dog who quit the
Exactly.
truck. They don't know what to do. So he's like,
I
yeah,
literally
all
took
right, yeah,
their
okay.
one bullet away from them. Like, yeah, I'm gay.
Not that one bullet, Eddie. I don't know about you playing Call of Duty, but yeah, they had
They're
these
lacking
couple
in
bullets
The
they
magazines.
can throw
N-word,
at
but
people, yeah.
they can't use that one on me, thankfully.
That reminds me, playing Overwatch, I'll hop on the chat and I'll be like, I'm your mercy for this evening. If I'm not healing you or reviving you, it's because I'm already dead.
Yeah.
And someone was like, oh my god, you're trash. Oh my god, you suck so much. So I just stopped talking. I was like, whatever. This is fucking strangers on the internet. I'm not going to waste my energy. So I stopped talking. And they were like, why isn't our mercy talking to us anymore? And I was like, because you're being mean, so I'm just not going to talk anymore. This is just a video game. And he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be mean.
Oh, that's wonderful. Just scolding them like a mother would.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You're-
good. Well, are you sorry? Tell them you're sorry. Okay, now you can have a little healing. Oh, man. So Baldwin and Katrina have a little heart-to-heart about her situation. He's like, listen, you're going to change into a vampire, but you have a psychic link, the worst psychic link. So
I know
tell
it
me
was the
what's...
greatest orgasm of your life, but you need
Yeah.
to let that go.
Yep, it's never going to be that good again.
Forget
Mhm.
that. That's in the past. The last time you saw the sun, that's the last
The
time.
only
that's
way
just
you're
gonna
going to come
happen
that
also.
hard is if you find an equally abusive and neglecting man. So
Works.
See, I know how to make a woman satisfied. Just never call her again.
Make them want it.
Yeah, that's again.
And again, she's immortal, so that
God.
would really drive her
Again,
crazy.
that's why you ask them about their dad. If they say anything good, move on. So, fucking.
Or what if they say what dad?
Oh,
Or which dad?
well, it could be me.
Ugh. God. God, that made me so sad.
There you go. So, yeah, he's like, you're going to change, yada, yada, yada. So she's like, no, I'm not. By the way, I want to go put clothes on. He gets indignant. He's like, nah, put them on in front of me. She's like, look, man, I know you saw me naked and everything, but can I have like a shred of dignity here?
Wait, doesn't that give you a license? If you see a woman naked once, you can see her naked whenever you want, right?
I got confused by this one too, Tim. When you see them naked, it takes their power away, yes, but that doesn't mean you can see them naked whenever you want.
Who?
Okay, we're talking about
women.
vampires, right?
Who cares? God.
If you see a woman naked, it takes her power away, but you don't just get to see her naked again. That's the rule. So,
what if it's unimpressive? What if she looks better with clothes on?
That's oftentimes true.
Yeah, what if she got those Minnesota tits?
Because the clothes, a lot of the time, the tricks they have are that it's holding things up or pushing things out.
I have no belly, I swear.
Yeah, look, man, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm a fucking prize. That's why you got to learn to, like, talk or something. I don't know. Something.
Magic.
Yeah. Close-up magic. Oh, dude, Tim, we've been watching this guy do these YouTube videos on these fucking dating shows. Holy shit. I could do a month on just crazy dating show episodes. These fucking dudes have lost their goddamn mind. Anyhow.
Well, they need to say, hey, you seem interesting, so I wanted to talk to you. That's the line you got to use.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, I just think that the way that my mind works is like, what? How long you been watching me to think that there's something interesting about me? If you see me and instantly you can look at me and go, yes, it's an attractive face or not attractive face.
And I have a stack of, games in my hand, and you can read the titles, you already know everything you need to know.
That is true.
I'd be just like, wow, you're a really cool sister buying all this stuff for your little brother.
Hey, who's the man you're buying that for?
And then throwing the kick, I go, and you must be smart because you remembered all the titles.
That reminds me of a good pickup
there.
line I heard.
Yeah.
So when Hollywood, I think I told the story before, when Hollywood Video was going out of business, I started buying all their horror section. Mm-hmm. So I had like Videodrome, Masters of Horror, all those like DVDs in my arms, and I'm bringing it to the front. And the dude was like, "Oh man, you really like horror movies, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, and he was like, "Oh, you really like these, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, my boyfriend, oddly enough, doesn't like horror movies." And he goes, "Does he appreciate you?"
Oh, that's a good one.
I was like, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's better than "You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen." Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, but that's a little bit different situation, because the first one, the guy's coming up to you cold. This one, you're going up to the counter. So you're kind of like going into his area a little bit.
You can already,
right?
I mean, you're already judging someone because these are the movies that I'm buying. It's Videodrome. It's the Masters of Horror,
Yeah, those are like not top of the shelf. Those are kind of deep cuts.
Exactly. You already know everything you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I've visually inspected you and assessed that you're interesting. Would you enjoy coitus? That's Candice's.
And not only that, but Hollywood Video. I can look up your name and address and phone number on their.
Hey, what is your
account,
ID
by
look?
The way, too. You like any of those stalker movies?
Look like? No. This is why they came up with nagging.
Isn't that when you say like, "I'm sorry that I fucked your mom"?
No, that's when you say like, "Wow, my favorite one is
not nagging." Your husband doesn't understand a lot.
My favorite one,
gaslighting. He's got that shit down perfect.
Nagging is like, "Oh wow, look at those shoes. Not many women would wear those with what you're wearing, but it works for you." Right? Or my favorite.
God, just. You're fucking blowing my mind with lines that I've heard.
Yeah. or my favorite.
Usually I don't like redheaded women, but
or my favorite. Wow, you don't sweat much for a fat chick.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a classic.
Classic.
I don't. That's not me. That's just fucking
Or,
something
or
fucking mean. And
my
nasty.
favorite line:
But
"You'd be a lot harder if you didn't read so much."
Oh.
That was my favorite line.
Well, you should read on a treadmill. You'd be hot as shit.
Or here's another one that I've heard personally. Do you tuck your hair behind your ears when they're wet? You'd be so much prettier if you didn't do that.
When your ears are wet?
Yeah, when my hair is wet. Because obviously I have long hair, so I would tuck my hair behind my ears. I don't like having hair. I don't like having hair in my face. But apparently I'd be so much hotter if I didn't tuck my hair behind my ears.
But what does your wet hair? How's your hair getting wet?
Yes.
Are you coming out of the shower?
Yeah.
Is it a rainy day?
Huh.
Yeah.
Watch out for that.
Okay.
That guy eats people. Watch out for him. Just saying.
It's a weird observation to be making when a chick is coming out of the shower.
No, don't tuck your hair behind your ears. That's so unattractive.
Maybe you got those big Alfred E. Newman ears. I want you to cover them up.
You'd look a lot better if I saw less of you. Why don't you cover your ears up? Oh, man. So, yeah, she goes in to change her clothes. She gets psychic visions of this old lady's throat getting ripped out. And she starts freaking out, and she looks out, and she catches Baldwin passed out on the couch, which is their natural habitat of a Baldwin, passed out on a couch. So she decides, hey, I'm going to slip out the window. Slips out the window a little bit. Baldwin wakes up in the creepiest way I've ever seen a person wake up, by the way. He has this weird, look on his face. I don't know what the fuck the choice was.
Yes, he has a look on his face. It's like he's frowning so fucking hard.
He
right?
I think he just woke up and he's all like, "Oh fuck, I'm the."
Oh man, I shit my pants.
He woke
again.
up and he's like,
Fuck.
"Yeah."
Oh no, wait. I mean, hold on. I shit my pants again. I gotta give me
No, he
10
woke
minutes,
up and
like
he's all like, "Yeah, I'm at the Academy Awards." Oh, I'm the wrong Baldwin. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh,
And then you get that mopey hangdog face. But then he sees her slipping out the window, grabs her, throws her ass back through the glass, and body slams her in the hotel ground. Just then she's like, "Fucking bitch, you bit me." Uh-oh.
Yeah, she bites his arm where he got.
So he just backhands her.
Yeah, bitches always be trouble.
Wow. Holy shit. And you know what? Montoya turns out to do the same thing that James Woods' dad did. Oh, James Woods the one with daddy
James
issues
Woods
in this
has a
movie.
little Oedipal complex, sort of. He wants to fuck his dad.
Oh, yes.
That's not really an edible complex.
I said sort of, Dippy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry that I did not catch on your subtle manipulation.
Yeah, it's okay. I forgive you. So then he goes over to burn the bite with his Zippo because he has some sort of a knowledge. He kind of floats that it might be a virus.
Yes, he does say. Yeah, he says to her before that he says he believes it's
epidemiologist fucking Baldwin here. So his move, Baldwin fucking goes over with his Zippo and just starts burning his arm and yelling. Then
see, that's when he's supposed to have that look on his face, not when he wakes up.
Now he feels alive. So then at this point, this is when Crow swings by. He's like, "Hey, I noticed you're burning your arm that's bleeding, and the broad's got an extra shiner on her jaw." So, I mean, I can account for all of the other fucking bruises she's got and dislocated shoulder, all the other shit the broken ribs, everything we've done to her, dragging her around the street. But her jaw's got a little bruise on it. What happened? He's like, you know. He's like, yeah, no, that's true. You know. He just basically he's like, I had to hit her. Oh, okay, cool. Anyhow, look what we found.
No big deal. Yep, move on.
Look what we found out. So then she starts having another vision. Then this is when she's like, oh, there's a priest, and he's making a map, and oh fuck, beheaded him. He's looking around. He doesn't know where he's at. Oh, he found a road sign. He can't read English though, so he went over to the convenience store and he's asking for directions. Hold on here.
That's not true. No man will.
He can read.
No man will ever ask for directions. That's not true.
That's true. That's true. I just use my phone. Phone's usually
back
pretty
in
good.
Back in the day before GPS.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, phones. That's why some dude invented GPS, so he would never have to be embarrassed
Thank
again
God
and ask for
GPS,
directions, right?
Did
Oh yeah, I agree. I got
yeah,
horrible
no
sense of
shit.
direction.
Me too. Do you remember back in the day, like moving to a new city and you're so stressed out because you don't know where anything is, and you had to use fucking MapQuest and print that shit out?
I remember
Ugh,
driving
so much
cross.
stress.
I remember driving cross country with just printed out MapQuest.
Just make it simple. Stop with all these fucking name streets and all that other stuff. That's what fucks you up, right? If everything was like 4th Street and 17th Avenue,
no,
you can
what
kind of
always
figure out where you
pisses
gotta
me
go.
off, and I don't know why the fuck people do this, is they're like, oh, head east on Sturgeon. Where the fuck is east? It's an overcast day. I can't see the sun. Where the fuck is east in direction to where I am right now? Why the fuck do you give directions like that?
Okay.
Answers, anyone?
So usually
That's
any
least of the
road,
problems, I think. Which way is east
usually
or
any
west?
road either goes north, south, or east, west, right? So
yes,
if I
not too many of them go
so if I
southwest
set
by
you
northwest.
in the middle of a road and I said go a direction on that road,
Okay,
I would either
go north on 421.
I would either.
I'm not going to know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, so if you look at road signs, they typically say that this is the exit to 421 North or 421 South.
Mm-hmm.
So you read where it says North.
And one of them's going to take you to the one that's going north.
So you read the
and one of them's gonna
sign,
take you
and
to
the one that
that's
says
going
North,
south.
you get on.
They don't say that, though. They don't. They say this
Okay.
is 421. This is the junction between 64 and 421.
So what do you want them to say? You go forward or backward?
No.
What the fuck?
Tell
Hey,
me,
Candice,
tell
go
me
this way.
left or
Turn
right.
here.
Don't fucking tell me east or west. Jesus fucking Christ, why do people do that?
Do you mean people, or do you mean
See,
your,
it's a little easier
GPS?
where I'm at because I can say one of them is toward the ocean and the other one isn't.
So when you get to the
So
ocean,
it's like,
stop.
As soon as you get on Camarillo Boulevard, don't go toward the ocean. That would be south.
I would probably have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
You drive into the ocean.
It's an ocean.
Drive
I
till
don't
you
know
get
what
wet.
those are.
It's a big cement pond without a bottom, is what it is.
Jesus fucking Christ, people drive me crazy with that shit. They're like, oh, when you go into this office, turn east.
Okay.
What the fuck does that mean?
Okay, I'll give you another one. Men never stop and ask for directions. Women can't give directions.
No, I'll tell you exactly. You hit Sturgeon Street. You take a right until you hit 2nd Street. Then you take a left. How fucking difficult is that?
How do you get to Sturgeon Street?
You're on Sturgeon Street.
Yeah, which way I'm
yeah,
coming
but I'm
from?
coming from the other side of town. So if I take a right and then I'm going...
Maybe I'm coming from the other side of town.
Yeah.
That Eddie's coming from. He's in us all those directions.
It doesn't help that
Candice's directions are like, you go down to the Piggly Wiggly, and then you go a spell till you find old One Shoe Joe. And when you do that... When you
down
get
the road a piece.
When you get the One Shoe Joe, you take a left. That's the not right one.
No, I kid you not. My husband was getting directions from my stepdad, and he's like, you go on a 421, you go about 8 or 9 miles, and then you see the oak tree, and then you go east from the oak tree. Yeah. And my
I have to know fucking trees to get
stepdad, bless
directions
his
to your
heart,
house?
He he's dyslexic and he's illiterate. So, like,
Oh, that's
he never
good.
gives, like, 15, 20 minutes. He's, like, 8 or 9 mile. And
wait a minute.
His southern drawl is so thick that my husband did not understand what the fuck he was saying.
How do you...
You said 8 or 9
How do you
miles?
test?
You go, yeah,
That's how
8
long
or
it's
9
going to take
mile.
him to get there?
Then you see the oak tree.
I have a question. How do you test for dyslexia for somebody who is illiterate?
That's a good question. Someone who never graduated from 9th grade?
Because usually dyslexia you can tell because they misarrange letters.
Shit. That reminds me, I'm dyslexic for directions. So if someone says take a right,
okay.
Well, with no
when
other
someone says take
yeah.
a right, I'll go left. I've gotten my husband lost so many times because I was a navigator.
So this entire fucking diatribe you went on about where people are like, don't go east or west, you can't even understand right or left. Jesus
I shit
Christ.
you not. I went through 30 minutes going down I-40
Oh my
east
God.
when I was supposed to be going west.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call an unreliable narrator.
Yeah. The way she turned that around, right?
So Candice,
I hate when
people
do
tell me
this.
to go left because I sometimes go right.
My husband automatically knows to tell me the opposite direction of what I need to be because I will do it.
Wow. That's crazy. What if there's like
wait, Tim, I figured it out.
situation?
Candice, keep talking. So, he burns the shit out of himself with a Zippo. No. So, yeah, no, this is when they call around to find out where the murder took place with the road sign and the priest and everything. They're like, let's figure out what church that was, and we're going to go there. So they do. They look around.
Yeah. Call up and find out all the parishes that has some priests missing from it. Quick.
By the way, I thought the Catholic Church was better at moving shit around from church to church without anybody knowing.
Well, maybe that's giving this movie cover. Like, look, if they could get the Black Cross mixed up in a shuffle, maybe this priest slipped through, right? What can you do?
Hey, listen, I don't know that priest fingered a kid. So we just moved him. We transferred him. We just knew he couldn't work there anymore. So, he goes out to the fucking church where the priest got killed. And they're all looking around. The cop's there. And he's telling the cop, like, oh, no, I'm just here investigating. And the cop's like, well, if you come up with anything we don't know, you come back and you report it to us. And he's like, sure thing, dude. I'll definitely do that.
He says... No, Eddie, he says that they're investigating because there's a spree of anti-Catholic crimes across the country. And he's an investigator for the Catholic
Ireland,
Church.
and it's the Protestants, right? That's what this fucking whole thing is about now. Oh, God damn it. No, that's not what happens. Because then, like, another person's like, hey, we found the priest. So they run out. They see just his head cut off. Like, huh. Well, fuck. This is a little bit of a different MO than the lady that got her throat ripped out, but, we get it. Problem.
You guys got to mix it up.
Then this is when James Woods like, okay, look, motherfucker, you know more than you're letting on, right? You got to tell me what the fuck is going on. And this is when he...
Oh, this is where he beats him up
a
again,
little bit again,
right?
And then this is when he's like, "Hey, remember the thing you said about the thing on the trading card? That was the sun. The sun on the trading card was the sun. It was the sun. That's what that symbol meant. The sun. Mm-hmm. Celebrate the sun. Oh, and by the way, this is when he goes back over it's the cross. We did an exorcism on Valak.
But somehow it turned out to be a reverse exorcism. Well, they flipped that switch on him or something like that.
Yeah, they got
dyslexic while they were reading the fucking...
the Candice was the one reading the instructions, and it said, "Do you start..."
Oh, it said, sprinkle the water left to right on the demon to to expel him, or right to left to keep him.
What? I thought this was a good storyline. where he had a reverse exorcism done, and that's why he's a vampire, because he's only partially possessed by a
Right,
demon?
because instead of destroying the demon and keeping the body, it destroyed the body and kept the demon.
I liked it.
It was opposite day at the church.
Yeah. I can identify with that.
Yeah?
No, go on. Yeah.
No, elaborate.
Let's let this silence drag on.
No, I want you to elaborate on your... No. So, yeah, that's what happened. They created a vampire by having an oops-a-daisy on their fucking exorcism.
Yeah, they
Cool.
thought that they were exorcising a heretic because he made a deal with a demon, but they fucked up.
Yeah.
And
He's a
halfway
priest,
through, they had to
right?
quit, and so he's only half possessed by a demon, and so that's why he can drink blood and live forever and have all these superpowers.
Okay, but why were they doing a reverse exorcism?
Because they thought that he was possessed by a demon, but he wasn't, so they were actually putting the demon inside of him.
No, that doesn't work. If I'm taking a straw and I'm sucking something out of a can and it's got soda in it, it comes out. If I'm sucking something out of a can that has nothing in it, nothing's coming out.
You're talking about
Nothing's being
physics,
put
not
into
metaphysics. This is metaphysics.
I'm talking about it or reverse it. Why would
What?
they even have a thing that they call a reverse exorcism? Where they're like, oh, you know, this guy who's got no demon in him, we definitely have to put a demon in him.
Because they
No, I don't think that's a
Because
technical
if
name.
you
I
start
think that's how he's
exorcising a demon
describing
from
it.
someone who doesn't have a demon, then they get a demon.
How?
No,
That's the logic of this movie. I'm not gonna.
We're gonna find
I'm not
out
gonna
tomorrow when
defend
Ashley
this.
gets
This
here.
is the logic of this movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's just indefensible.
It's your movie.
Great.
People need to pay more
Yeah,
attention
yeah,
to this
yeah,
movie. I
it
think it's
holds
fucking
up.
Wait
great.
20 years, this movie's going to be considered a cult classic.
Oh, I'm going to blissfully just never think of you in 5 years. 20 years from
That's
that?
not true.
No, that's
You'll
so
never forget
true.
me. I've been etching your brain with acid.
I will not even remember. You'll have aged out of it. Asher's will be in the podcast.
Oh,
It'll be wonderful.
oh, oh.
Tim will still be here, though.
I was just thinking the other day, I was like, yes, I am the permanent guest co-host. So.
Tim,
How you going
I
up?
mean, you might end up like the dude from Breaking Bad where you're just a bell that's ringing, but you'll be in spirit.
If I get, please, can everybody join a Patreon and send me a bill that looks like a titty?
You just wait. I've been saving up my side hustle money for
we'll get a
Christmas
3D.
presents for you and Eddie. You just wait.
No. We'll get a 3D
Oh,
printer.
yes.
And I'll make you a titty, too. So yeah, that's what happened. They did.
I'm
they
still
fucked
fucking
up.
offended by that aging out comment.
they did a reverse exorcism.
For a podcast.
So then we cut to Valak, and he's got 7 other masters, and they're all at this the old Spanish mission. And I
They
gotta
never
admit,
say in the movie that they're masters, but you kind of gather that because they act different than the normal, like droogs. They're hiding in the nest.
yeah, they're a little more confident.
Yeah, well, they all pull up out of the desert.
They all come out of the ground too.
And that always
So-
makes me wonder about the lore behind that because it's never delved into in the book or the movie.
Huh.
When they're like, so do you survive for a certain period of time? It's like the Wild West when you first get turned into a vampire. But if you survive after like 100 years or so, do you become a master? Because you've lived so long, you become like wily. You're more powerful.
Maybe they're like the original vampires that Valak turned. You know what I mean? And then they all went out and in turn. It's like a
Although he
pyramid
seemed-
scheme.
Yeah. They're like
He
the
seems
fucking
to
the
turn people
pilgrims.
just because they like the cut of their jib. Why did he turn the prostitute Katrina? Who knows?
I don't know.
See, I got the opinion, what I was thinking is that he was going to try to use her to get the James Woods.
That makes sense.
But then he just goes in there and fuck shit up anyway.
It seemed like he just liked it. He's like, oh, here's a
Yeah.
Or maybe, he's like, hey, before I go out, I'll make the fuck
here's a
before
pretty
I fight.
girl. Let me go down on her and rock her world before I go out.
We just fuck up.
Oh, and he's saving his seed for afterward. Eddie, he's building up that vampire
Yeah, that's
testosterone.
what it is. It was no.
He's getting himself all worked up. Then he's throwing some ice cubes, raging bull
Tim,
style on himself, right? And then going
in, it was
getting the shit out of them.
No vamper.
Well, so he doesn't eat donuts?
Yeah, he doesn't eat donuts.
No jelly donuts, please. None of those
just
red
crullers.
jelly donuts.
Thank you.
Just fritters.
Fritters are so fucking good.
Oh, fucking love apple fritters.
Dude, there's a place.
Yeah. God damn it,
Tim,
Candice,
there's a
don't
place
say
that makes blueberry fritters down here, and they're
Oh.
fucking splendid.
Oh, man.
They're good.
Did you see I was telling the story on Twitter about the fact that I ordered a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel from the local diner, but they ran out of bagels?
Yeah, what
they
gave you?
Caramel bacon milkshake. Yeah, a caramel bacon milkshake.
Caramel.
I mean, they were like, "Oh, but this
milkshake.
isn't on the menu yet." But we were trying out this recipe, and I was like, "It's fucking good." So,
Goddamn, Candice, you are so innocent. They were fucking with you. Okay, that's not a real
I am
flavor.
shockingly naive.
No. So, like Voodoo Donuts up in Portland, their big thing is the bacon maple bar. Right, that was one of the things that put them on the map, because bacon plus sweet equals good.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I know. Salty and sweet always go
savory.
good together, but
yeah.
with a milkshake?
Yeah, man, a milkshake? I don't know.
And they were like, it had like bits of, they could have worked on actually emulsifying the flavor of the bacon into the actual milkshake itself, but I was happy with it.
Yeah.
I got a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and then I got a free milkshake.
You were so right, though. That karmically has injured your soul. Like, there's no way you can ever be redeemed from having that for breakfast.
That was my breakfast. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't care how much time I spend in the gym today. It ain't gonna equal this.
No, just karmically, like you're done. You know.
I gotta go feed my cat real quick.
All right,
before he
Tim's
jumps
gonna
on my
feed his
face. Hang on a
pussy.
second.
So here we go.
Well, I was gonna say, this is what happens when you actually personally know the owners of the diner, and they text you and they're like, "Hey, your food's ready," and then I can just go over there.
That's nice.
That's the
nice.
joys of living in a small town where everybody knows everybody.
I grew up in a small town. I get it, man. You
didn't. You don't
walk
know what
into
you're
a
talking
place and they know your fucking order.
Yeah.
Like, that's handy.
They know my voice. I was calling in to make the order, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?"
They're like, "Oh fuck, hey, how you doing?"
This fucking bitch again. Jesus fucking Christ.
She's gonna be in here with a book again. She's gonna be screaming about Valak.
She's gonna say, "Do you know who I am? I'm on the Bloody Bits horror show."
Just big timing them. I have had at least 2,000 people listen to my voice. God damn it!
Not shy about that. I have my Manscaped T-shirt that I do wear.
That's funny.
And they're like, and they're like, "Oh, can your kid come over, or can my kid come over for like a play date?" And I'm like, I'm recording a podcast right now, so I can't respond. Text my husband.
Yeah. I professionally have to record a podcast. Professionally.
You don't know. I make money from this shit. You don't know.
Yeah, listen. I bought a whole Final Fantasy game. So.
That's fucking on sale this week.
I know. Isn't that how life works?
God damn it.
That's the way it always happens, yeah.
So they get the information. They head out to the Spanish mission. And they see where all the slaughter took place from the Masters and Valak going and gathering the Black Cross.
And you know what? I blame the stupid monks. They know what they got, and the only fucking protection they have is a fucking wooden door and a bell.
What the fuck's the bell gonna do?
Ding dong, ding dong. Hey, here we are,
come
vampires.
over here. It's the fucking dinner bell, you idiots. I love though when they get in there, the fountain full of blood. That's a good touch. I'll give you that. That's a good touch because they threw all the dead monks in there with the blood in there. That was lovely. And then the priest I like they look around for a minute. They're like, I wonder what happened here. And the priest goes in. He's like, oh fuck, they took the cross. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't just the priests here all killed themselves and threw themselves in the fountain. The vampires were here and they took the cross.
Oh my god, you guys think way too much way too hard about this.
It's so funny.
It's just cool. I don't know.
Well,
It's just
Candice,
cool
no,
that the slaughter scene happens and everybody dies.
It's not a good movie. That's why you can't. It's harder to cut it slack. If it was a good movie, I could cut
Tim,
a lot of slack to shit like this. Where I'd be
Tim,
like,
it was
all
funny
right,
because
whatever,
he was all
but come on.
surprised. So then they turned to Katrina.
I thought they would have done all the stuff
Yeah.
and just left across.
I figured they just were breezing by. They, by happenstance, popped in for a second.
He's going to do a Namor. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks for the cross. People who saw Black
Yeah.
Panther
Be
2.
They were
Wakanda
just-
forever.
They were just doing. They was doing
It was a
some
good movie. I liked
sightseeing.
it.
They heard there was an old Spanish mission down here. Killed everybody and left. So then, oh god. So then, Crow is like, "All right, Katrina, you cunt. Where the fuck are they?" And Baldwin's like, "You get your damn hands off her, Biff. You quit being mean to her and don't push her around."
This is where the schism happens in their relationship. Because,
Yeah.
Jack Crow is got his head turned by the new priest.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Tony Montoya has his head turned by Katrina, this new chick. You got the one guy who's a Bible freak. And that adds a new ripple to the relationship. And also you got Tony Montoya has his head turned by just a freak. Yeah,
Candice, you just want a reality show that's vampires, right? You want the
would be
real
more
world.
interesting than, oh my god, I had my hair this way, and he totally was not turned on by it. Oh my god,
My hair was
fucking
wet, and he
gag
told me to tack it behind my ears.
Oh
He asked
god.
me,
Put it behind one ear, but not both.
he asked me
Come
about the
on.
games I was buying at GameStop. Oh my god! No, so yeah, you want the real world Transylvania. That's what you want.
Look, there is a love story here between Jack Crow and Tony Montoya, and you need to admit it.
Candice
Okay,
isn't wrong. It is hitting those beats,
Sure,
right?
I mean, minus all the gay bashing. You're right.
And John Carpenter is kind of like a little bit of a tricky bastard sometimes. So I could see how maybe he's getting shit where, no, you got 75% less money. No, you can't do this. No, you got to use this bloated Baldwin. You're not getting the good Baldwin. No, you got to use James Woods. And he's like, all right, you know what? Let me work a little something in here.
Yeah, exactly. There
So
is
we're
more
gonna-
to this movie than you're giving it credit for.
You know what? I was talking about how next
Just
month
that.
we're doing
That's
my
it.
picks, and it's going
Oh,
to be the
boy.
best movies of 2022.
Eh.
But I'm going to pull one. I'm going to put Prince of Darkness on there, and I'm going to go
Ugh.
over my fucking
No!
diatribe to you about
Yeah,
how it's
Prince
good.
of Darkness is so good, such a good movie, even though
It
it's
is.
fucking boring.
It is. It's better than
It's
this.
boring. It's a boring movie.
Yeah.
It's atmosphere.
Candace doesn't like atmosphere. She hates The Shining. So that'll tell you all you need to know.
I do.
And all that gothic shit, too,
Loves
right?
No, no, no.
this.
That
I think
gothic shit.
I think
So
The
much
Shining was
atmosphere.
ruined for me because everybody's like, "This is gonna fuck your world up. You're never gonna fucking be the same again." And then I watched The Shining, and I'm like, "That was it."
Who could say that about that movie? It's a great fucking movie, but who's going to say that's just going to fuck you up?
Don't get me started.
Yeah. Candace loves John Carpenter's Vampires,
Jazz.
hates The Shining. That's all you need to know. So they roll up to this empty ghost town, and they're all like, looks like he set up shop here, you see? Because
No, you
there's
fucking tell me where the tension and the fear is in The Shining. There is none.
there's no tent.
Him riding that little bike,
There's
big
no
wheel
tension
thing down
in
the
The
hallway. The door opening to the room. The shower curtain coming back. Confusion of what is that door giving that guy
Fucking boring.
sucking his dick for?
Wow.
I like the miniseries better.
Wow.
Whoa! Well, one thing, the miniseries definitely
Listen.
is Stephen
Listen.
King's Shining.
Some
instead of
people
Stanley
like
Kubrick's,
Burger King.
but-
Okay, they're still in business. It's fine. You are allowed.
You know what? I had Burger King a couple of weeks ago, and those
I had 'em-
hamburgers is pretty good. The French fries suck, but there's something. I don't know what kind of chemical they're putting on to give it that fucking flame bar.
Probably
flavor,
liquid
but-
smoke would be my guess. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, there's something for everyone out there. Candace likes John Carpenter's Vampires. It's fine.
Yeah, because it's a good fucking movie.
You can like whatever you want to like, Candice.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's not like there's going to be a poll at the end of this show.
No one's going to point out that you're wrong for liking it or anything like that.
Don't care.
We're just going to share our opinion as well. Oh, man. So he's like, look, the vampires set up shop. How many do you think there are here in this empty town with no sign of life? And he's like, I don't know, probably 20, because I can tell that by looking at an empty town. So then they're like, all right, Katrina, where are they hiding? And she's because at this point, she's just the sticks you hold up as the divining rod when you're trying to find the water. And she just like,
no, go ahead. Describe that to me, Eddie. How does that work?
Well, the way that it works is she points at the prison and they're like, yeah, the best fortified.
They put her on the ground, they spin her around, they see where she stops.
Spin the battered whore and wherever her head is pointing. So they're like, yeah, it's the best fortified building in town. That's exactly where I would have done it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I never would have thunk that might be where the vampire horde is hanging out. Maybe they're hanging out that old abandoned Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. So they're like, all right, here's the deal. There's two of us and this bitch-ass priest guy. When we were fully equipped and had our whole team, could barely take out 5 low-level vampires. Here lesser we know vampires, that there's the first vampire, the most powerful. 8 of his disciples and maybe the other 20 that we were estimating by, I don't know, how abandoned the buildings were. So we'll be cool. Oh, by the way, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to kit up. I'm going to put one of those broken neck collars around the priest and send him in. We're going to tie the hooker to the Jeep.
And I watched this. I kept flipping back and forth. And Candice, you have this. Next time you watch it on Blu-ray, swear to God, it looks like they keep changing which hand she has tied up. It looks like at one point they have one hand tied up, the left hand, the right hand. Which I don't know if you're going to notice that. And then sometimes
that's
both
a petty thing to point out.
The logic in the scene does not work out because they're like, "Oh, this isn't a ghost town. There's nobody here."
Mm-hmm.
And so, what's the most protective part of the town? It's the jail.
Yeah.
But somehow this jail still has working CCTV. That I don't understand. But you know what? I go with it because I don't demand much for my movies.
Yeah, except The Shining was bad.
No.
God damn it! The Shining is not good.
I don't demand.
Fuck, I have
you read the book?
And you know what? It's nothing fucking like The Shining the movie.
Yeah.
I know.
Movie is way better.
You know what?
That's why
fucking
it's
fight
a great movie.
Go ahead, fight me. Fight me on Twitter. The Shining is boring.
No, don't be mean to Candice because she thinks The Shining. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion, and you're allowed to disagree.
Even though my opinion is right.
You're allowed to have your right opinion, Candice. That's fine. So the plan is they're going to lure vampires into an elevator with the priest, trap them in the elevator one by one.
One by one, right?
Because the thing that they have on their side here is time. Much like the song says, time is on my side. So they're luring vampires one by one into the elevator, crossbowing it, and then dragging it out into the sun. But that doesn't work too well because the priest, he's like, oh, I played soccer, so I can run pretty good. He doesn't run very good. The vampire catches up to him. He has to jump up and fight with the vampire on top of the elevator. He does a good job of that, though, I will say. Right? Kicks her ass.
He does get up to the top. Without
kicks her ass down into the elevator. Then they do the spear thing, drag the first one out. Fine. He doesn't hold the doors open, though, in the elevator, so it goes down. Fuck. And another vampire grabs the bottom of the elevator, rides it up. This is another
logical thing that doesn't make any sense. Is how the fuck do they have a working elevator in this jail? Why do they have so many floors for this jail?
Exactly. Yeah, what the fuck? Is this some kind of fucking high crime town where they need 3-level jails?
I mean, it's
Explain to us, Eddie.
a bad movie. Yeah,
I accept
it's a bad movie that's made poorly. So then she somehow is able to destroy the elevator but pop out of it. They crossbow her, but she grabs onto a pipe and the line breaks. So like, oh fuck.
And then that's when Bloated Guy says, I've never seen them do that before.
Literally in the first scene
Really?
they did that before, and they had to cut one of their hands off.
Yeah.
But he's never seen it. That's true, because he's outside usually. Yeah.
That's true, yeah, because he's outside.
He's heard of it, but he's never seen it. So yeah, he ends up retying it, and then Crow jumps on her and he's stabbing her and he rides her out. But then he pops off at the last second before she blows up. By the way, they blow up. They don't just like catch fire and melt. They blow up, which is pretty cool. Then, oh shit, now it's nighttime. So they can't do this anymore. They're like, well, I guess that's it. We're done
Come
for
back
the
tomorrow.
day. It's a good thing the vampires are just going to stay in the prison overnight and wait for us to come back tomorrow. Oh, wait, no, they don't. They all will just walk out because now it's nighttime.
Oh, fucking God.
they
How
have
would
a
you
key to get out.
rewrite this to make it better?
I wouldn't have ended up here. I guarantee you, in the story I would have written 60 pages ago would have not led to this fucking scene, Candice.
Fine.
So they forget that the vampires
I
can
think we got
walk.
it down to an
So
8.
the vampires walk out. And Valak just beats the shit out of Crow, which is a good scene, okay? By the way, his boyfriend, like you're talking about, Baldwin, is driven off with his new girlfriend, Katrina, who turns and then eats him. She eats Baldwin, but kind of romantically.
Because bitches always be trouble.
No, he just found a new lover, like you said. And
Yeah, she couldn't deny it any longer.
She just couldn't hold it in anymore.
Yeah, because at the point he turned from, like we said, when the first of these two meet, she's already been knocked out. She wakes up naked, tied to a fucking bed. And then slowly, somehow or another, and like I said, I know you're saying, Candice, that there's a thing going on with him and Jack Crow, and she's causing a schism. But again, just nothing earned with how it turned into this whole thing of now
Tim,
they're
you might have
in
heard
love,
of
right?
Stockholm Syndrome, right?
True.
It was
That's
love
for
at
vampires. Come on. I mean, she's going to be alive for 1,000
Tim,
years.
it was
She's gonna
love
turn
at
that
first
fast.
backhand.
Ugh.
So it's
A long silence there.
it's fine. The
It's a good thing Elon
no,
owns
it's fine.
Twitter. We're not gonna
The
get canceled on
prostitute
Twitter
that they've
about
been
that.
beating since the first act falls in love with her captor. It's fine.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Or if you slam on the brakes when they're trying to jump into the car.
Oh, holy fuck. Wait, hold on. Because that second time after James Woods beats up the priest, the second time,
so there's the parallel.
he turns around, he looks at him, he goes, by the way, Padre,
Yeah, that's
welcome to
right.
the
So-
team. Like, oh, here's your
They've
prize for
both
letting me
been
beat
beating
you
the
up
shit
again.
out
Oh
of their
my
new
God.
lovers to break them in. You're right, Tim. Okay.
What?
I like this version of the movie much, much better than the one that I think everybody actually got. And
I don't
was
see the
watching.
flaw. I don't see the flaw in
This
this
one's
logic. This makes sense to me.
Yeah, unlike the elevator, this makes perfect sense.
Lean
Exactly.
into that shit a
Guys,
little bit
just
more,
beat
yeah.
the shit out of a woman. She'll fall in love with you.
She'll respect you.
Eventually, she won't have a choice.
And what you need to do is you need to get her addicted to a drug that only you can provide.
Yes.
And then cut off all ties with other people in her life.
That's
She'll
yeah,
never
that's-
leave.
And Candice, you said in the book that they're supposed to be really hedonistic, right? So there's a good chance that they double team some chick before.
Not true.
Could be. They
Old
make eye
Eiffel
contact.
Tower.
Yeah. Some chick was the lucky Pierre for those two.
The stuffed turkey.
Double stuffed Oreo. So yeah, this is though. Okay, hold on here a minute now, guys. This is where shit gets intense. Okay, so Valak and then they beat the shit out of Crow. He wakes up tied to the front of the truck. Right. All hope is now lost because Baldwin got eaten. The priest is crying in a corner somewhere. Crow wakes up tied to the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you remember the Cardinal? Turns out he's a bad guy.
That big actor? Yeah, that big actor who's only been in this movie for what, 3 minutes so far?
He was the turncoat because he's getting old and he's afraid of dying.
Mm-hmm. And that's how the vampire knows Jack Crow's name.
Yep.
Somebody told him, but we always assumed that it was the abused priest. Not. They really flipped that shit. Yeah. The priest was the one abused.
It's interesting. So he.
But the other thing too is if you notice that the way that they have James Woods tied up is the stupidest fucking thing, because he's leaned forward, his hands are behind him, and they're tied to the front of the bump. All he has to do is lean back a little bit, and the rope isn't torn down.
Well, Tim, now you're being petty. Okay.
Yeah, I know. But
so, then they're all like, all right, so the Cardinal, he's going to finish up this ritual where we're going to perform the exorcism, I guess, on Crow.
Yeah, they're going to do a double reverse whammy exorcism?
It's a double Uno reverse card exorcism. Because they need the blood of a hunter. And he's a hunter.
Of a crusader.
Yeah, of a crusader, whatever. So they need the blood of a crusader. Right? And he's the crusader. So then Crow's all like, hey, Valak, I think you're gay. And then Valak gets mad. He's like, don't.
This actually did remind me.
This will not stand.
This actually did remind me of my husband because I always said that he would talk shit until the very end. You know, he'd be like blood running down his face. He'd be spitting up blood, and he'd be like, your fucking grandmother was assigned to hit me. Like this, maybe I just have this fondness for these kind of characters who just talk shit until the very end.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, minus the...
I mean, at a certain point, you got to realize, please let me go. I'll never tell the cops.
Yeah, you just talk shit.
Work,
You're just like, you think you're a fucking man on Tommy now. We can go mano a mano.
Come on, let's...
Is that when it's okay to go full homophobic and racist? Like if you know you're going to get
why
killed,
not? Just let it all out.
I'm just loose. Right? Oh, well, I mean, I'm already getting canceled.
Everything you already believed, Tim. Just let it all out. Exactly. Oh, and so now we do cut back to Baldwin, and he wakes up with a big neck wound, and then he cauterizes it with a hot gun barrel.
I saw on the trivia that you can't do that. With the gun he's using, you
I don't think
throw off some shots, and then you put the barrel up against your neck. Apparently that would not work. It would not get hot enough yet.
Yeah, that's true. It is true. Those gun barrels don't get hot enough to kill vampire virus.
Yeah,
vampire virus
because Eddie's an expert on guns and also about right-wing politics. So Eddie, explain to us.
Sure thing. So vampire virus only dies at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and a gun barrel will only get up to 228.
Didn't that come out of that Transylvania?
Yeah, it came out of the lab in Transylvania.
It's a T virus. I like to call it the
low
T
virus, Tim. Hey, listen. Their time has come. Alex Jones is going to be back on Twitter any day now. That piece of shit. Oh, fuck you, Elon Musk, you piece of garbage.
Well, hopefully pretty soon Alex Jones won't even be able to afford $8 a month to be on Twitter. So.
I don't understand why people are getting so up in arms about this shit. It's just fucking Twitter. It's not the end of the world.
I know.
Who fucking cares?
It's not the most important thing, but out of all the social media sites, in my opinion, it was the best one. If you want to find out something, that was happening halfway around the world quickly, it was a lot better than going on Facebook.
Just do a Google search.
No, I'm with you, Candice. The problem is that people pretended to be companies last week and tweeted shit that lost those companies billions of dollars. Because,
maybe you should...
Oh, yeah, that insulin
because
thing.
People are stupid.
So fucking stupid. Yes, exactly. People are so fucking stupid. I'm not going to trust anything I see on social media.
Right.
If they mention something that I'm vaguely interested in, I'm going to fucking Google that shit.
But the problem is, Candice, a lot of people are stupid.
They had blue check marks.
No.
Well, no. See, that used to be the value of the blue check mark, is that you were reasonably sure that if you were looking at an article that said it's from the New York Post or the New York Times,
then you're a
or
moron.
the Washington Post.
If you believe anybody with a blue check mark just because they have a check mark, you're a moron. I'm sorry.
No, not anybody with the blue check mark, but stuff like newspapers, journalists, government, stuff like that. Yes, if I see President of the United States of America and that blue check mark on it, and it says, "That's it, fellas, we're at war," I'm going to believe that a little bit more than if I see something that's got a fucking thing where it says "POTUS of the United States of America" with the blue check mark. Without the blue check
into the trademarks here that Eddie said that I was not stupid tangentially.
Tangentially, yeah. No, you're not stupid. You're wrong about this movie, but you're not stupid. No.
I'll take it,
Tim. I don't believe the president when the president is saying, "Oh, hey, listen, 9/11, that was Iraq."
Like, do you mean like Iraq, like the government, or
yeah?
Or do you mean a racket?
I do not. But we need to go into war with this other country that had nothing to do with the fucking attack. I mean,
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Yes, I'm not one of these people who think that the government never lies or anything at all like that, and that the media is 100% truthful and faithful to everything. But what I'm originally saying is that used to be the value of that blue check mark, is that you had that little bit more of assurance that what you were seeing in that second, that minute, you could believe it a little bit more, and then maybe go on to Google it instead of seeing something now where it's like, oh, wait.
I believe
insulin is
nothing that I ever read on Twitter. And I don't understand why people would do it.
I think that if you had diabetes, maybe, and you had to spend like maybe $1,000 a month for your insulin, and you see on Twitter that's trending that insulin is now going to be free, even if it doesn't cost you any money, just that.
You know what? If you're stupid, you deserve to die. All right?
Yeah. That's fair.
And that's the bloody bitch trademark.
So
if you're stupid, you deserve to die.
If anybody believes there's an invisible man that lives in the clouds just because the Bible says it, you're a fucking moron. Right, Candice?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, I am atheist, Eddie. I am not your enemy. I just say that your arguments are not sound.
Okay. Again, the Old Testament is where original sin came from. If the Old Testament is null and void, there is no original sin. Checkmate.
Okay, well, it also gets reintroduced. But then you can also make an argument about the fact that Paul was never actually met in person by Jesus, and so there's a lot of you can read into it.
We could also get into the fact that God is supposed to be perfect and unchanging, and yet He changed His nature from the Old Testament to the New Testament.
You got me there.
Yep.
I cannot argue with that.
Here we go, folks.
My argument is always that it's not me to prove to you that God doesn't exist.
Well,
it's
right.
I just always that He does exist. You're making the extraordinary claim.
I need to put this in the records. I'm not a Christian. I'm an atheist.
I know.
But usually what people's arguments are not good. They're not good arguments. They're made by people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Candice, more than you're atheist, you're contrarian.
That's true.
So there you go. You're so contrarian.
I cannot agree with anyone.
Candice. Candice, you're so contrarian. Candice, you're so contrarian you can't agree with the preconceived notions of right and left. So it's just your nature.
You have no idea. You have no idea how bad that is. I swear to God, there's a fucking disorder about people like me.
No, there is. It's not your fault, but I'm still going to blame you for it and make jokes because that's what we do. Oh man. So all hope is lost, right? But then it all comes back together again, right? The priest pops out with the shotgun. Kills the cardinal mid whatever cardinaling.
Hell yeah! What are you gonna do? You don't have a man of the cloth to do the exorcism.
And Dalek's like, well, I'm gonna make you do it, bitch. And he's like, no, I'm gonna
he
blow
puts
my
the
brains
gun
out.
to his own head, and he says, "Fucking make me, bitch."
And Dalek says, that's a venial sin, committing suicide, and you'll go to hell for that.
Oh, venial. Oh, big word.
No. So then Baldwin, and this is when in the movie you cue up Freebird, by the way, is Baldwin in the car. And you expect fully he's going to ram jam the whole thing with the truck, right? He's going to run into everything, blow it all up. Him and his lover, Woods, are going to die in a fiery embrace and credits. But no, he whips out the old crossbow, fires it into Woods's cross while he's getting his nuts roasted, by the way. Which was kind of funny because Valak's all like, yeah, checkmate with that shotgun. But
fun fact, did you know that if someone was convicted of heresy and or witchcraft, they would be burned at the stake? But depending on where you lived at the time and depending on the severity of your crime, how you burned at the stake differed. So if you were lucky, they would have like a big mass of, okay, this is an F slur, but this is the word they would use for a bundle of wood. Yeah. Yes, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Yep. I'm not going to say it then. So they would stack those around, and the smoke inhalation would kill you before the actual fire would reach you. Smart. And so, like, in this case, it looks like they were going for the full Joan of Arc, where you would actually be burned alive.
Yeah, this looked like a rough one. But Valak's not even starting the wood on fire. He's just burning his nuts. Or maybe he had popped some wood. He had some mahogany he was going to start.
Some teak.
Yeah, he's like, do I smell some wood burning? What's going
on? Come on.
Oh.
You guys.
It smells
you guys
like
remembered that line? You got a little wood there, Father? A little padre?
Well, of course I remembered mahogany, the line because it was cringe.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so he, harpoons the fucking cross, drags James Woods 50 feet. The priest catches up and is like, all right, I'm going to cut you free. Now we're going to have the big battle scene.
You know what would have been great is if at some point the cross turned over and we just see James Woods fucking just decimated fucking body after being fucking dragged down the road with that weight of that cross on top.
The dummy work in this scene is priceless.
It is good. It's very good. I'll give you that one. Again, the practical effects are fun.
Yes.
But then the final battle scene is just like a montage where the vampires run away from the sun. And then Valak is mad because he can't grab the cross. He's like,
Oh, that's great. He's like, ouchie, 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 ouchie.
hot. But then he's like, damn it. Runs away. Now, I'm gonna point something out about the cross here real quick. I didn't point out until this moment. It's a spear with a cross on top of it. I wonder what's going to happen.
Yep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to go into this, but the Christian cross.
Well, actually.
No, it's not actually. It's not actually.
They weren't crucified on a cross like that. It was actually just a post.
God damn it, Eddie. How do you know this?
I'm an informed atheist.
He's well read.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I am genuinely impressed. Good job.
Yeah, no worries.
It's actually called the Storos.
So he gets the spear and chases Valak into the building and spears him with it. Right? Oh, but first he asks him if his dick still works. He's like, hey, you're 600.
Yes.
Maybe I like this because it reminds me of my husband, but I always said that he would talk shit.
Yeah, it's just
until
petty.
The very end. He would just like keep talking. You know how in movies you see the guy who's getting the shit beat out of him and he's got blood running down his face and he's like, did your grandmother was hired to hit me?
Right.
Like that would...
Wait a second. Are you fucking with me or is this deja vu or did she already say that exact thing, Eddie?
So, Candice, you liked...
Okay.
Candice, you liked Marv a lot from Sin City, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You get the shit kicked out of him. That's your best? Are you going to tickle me or are we going to fight? What are you doing here? Yeah. No, it's fun. So he spears Valak. It doesn't work. Valak's like, shit, he starts pulling the spear out. But James Woods is like, I'm going to hit him with a 2x4. Because the spear, that wasn't enough. But maybe hitting him with a 2x4, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, that might tilt the scale.
Well, maybe it was like the sawdust that he was going to breathe in. That might like cause some lung problems.
Yeah,
or something
maybe.
Like that.
Maybe he's going to give him
Kill the
Legionnaire's
vampire?
disease or something. Like it was too moist in there. There was some mold. I don't know.
Plus, we are talking about the same professional vampire hunters who are still using guns trying to kill these fucking master
So
vampires.
then he notices that the building they're in is made out of dominoes, and he can just knock the entire ceiling down by kicking a beam. So he does, and then Valak explodes.
Okay, now see, here's how I can make this movie better right here. The priest is in the room with him, right? Why does he make some kind of wood joke to tip him off? Like, hey, Padre, that looks like it's made out of teak over there, right? And then knock that fucking beam down and open up the whole fucking place to the sunshine, right?
I suppose you could make some sort of a like, hey, it looks like your wood's about to go down.
Or like, no, look at that big thing. Hey, look at that cock.
Yeah, that's line, Jim. Hey, look at there's a cock.
This is actual wood switching around.
Oh, yeah, like an inverse exorcism. You say, look, there's a dick, and then you kick the wood. That's a good misdirect. So then we cut, Valak's dead. So we cut outside to the Baldwin and his vampire lover, and they're like, all right, well, we're going to get on out of here, peace. And James Woods is like, no, you're not going to do that because you see you're a vampire. And he's like, but wait a minute. When did she first bite you? It's like, a couple days ago. Like, shit. Well, I guess.
Man, come on. Just like my father. Too bold.
It's like
maybe just like my mom. Too much of a vampire.
It's like when the crows cry, I suppose. Yeah. Because he's all like, all right, well, I'll give you 2 days, right? And then then I'm gonna hunt you down and I'm gonna kill you.
And this is the love story that I was talking about.
Yep. And so
you always know that maybe their heads were turned by other people, but we all know who they're going to end up with together by the end of the story.
And this is when Valak pops his head up and he calls them fudge packers or something. Because, we've just had all these gay slurs this entire fucking movie. Now that doesn't happen. But the priest does get involved in the boner jokes. When he's like, so, hey, when I was beating you up that second time, did you get a boner? It's like, yeah, I got some major teak. Some mahogany.
See it?
Some ebony.
Because his new girlfriend is a Jesus freak.
Yeah, but she's cool though, right? Like she's a Jesus freak, but she can party. She can make a dick joke, and then credits.
Little smacky, okay.
So that's your movie. That's Vampires.
Yeah, it's a good fucking movie. Shut up.
Right. Candice, it's a good movie. So, you know what, Candice? While I've got you on the horn here, is there anything else besides vampires you think people should pay attention to on the internet?
Just me. At HorrorHoochie69, Instagram and Twitter.
Well, Twitter for only so long. It's about to be destroyed any day now. Any day now, folks.
They keep saying that, and yet it keeps on happening.
Yeah.
There's something. Can I sell some kind of like emergency food bucket on Twitter for when it goes down?
You need to do that Harold Camping thing. The guy that like the world was going to end that specific day, and then everybody.
Oh my god!
Yeah. It'll be just a bucket full of tweets that you can like open up and like randomly just pick out of the bucket and just read them and like rip them up
tweets
real
and put them
angrily.
in a bucket for people.
It reminds me, I saw this tweet where they were like, "You think millennials are going to be scared by the end of Twitter? Like we've lived through AIM, we've lived through MySpace, we've lived through so many different social media platforms that have died. This does not scare us.
Yeah, this is nothing.
True, but no. Here's the difference: is they all died because something better came along, and they died a slow death. Right? It wasn't like AIM just disappeared overnight, and then it was 3 months later before you got some other shit like that. And MySpace wasn't around, and then it was gone for 3-4 months, and then a year later, Facebook shows up.
And
something
Tim, that
came
has
along
already
that was
happened.
better. What are you gonna say?
No,
Which
Tim.
one?
The
Mastodon?
better thing that came along is the Bloody Bits Discord, and you can get access to that by going
Hell
to
yeah!
patreon.com/Bloody Bits.
If you want to talk to me,
If you want to see
Yeah,
pictures
yeah,
of
Candice
if you want to
social
talk to
feed
me,
pics.
mano a mano,
Yeah,
go on
if
Discord.
you want to tell Candice your thoughts about this movie and The Shining,
Sure, go ahead. I will talk to anyone.
yeah, no, same. I
This is
will
true.
overly engage you
Yeah,
on
we
the
all talk to
Discord.
everybody in there. Yeah, because all
true.
three of us
That's
are always
true.
in there, right?
I'm
Well, not
terminally
always. All three.
Yeah,
of us.
same. And it's a lot of fun, though. And you can get access to our blood bank with over 3,200 movies, including this one and other better movies. You can get,
Soon this one's going to be erased.
No, it'll be
though,
on
so
there.
If you
Tim,
want to see it, which one's going to last longer, Twitter or
this
this movie
movie's been in the
Bank?
blood bank since like forever. So this wasn't a special.
Because
value.
John
Yeah, I
Carpenter.
know.
Yep. I you know what? I got to pay tribute to the man. I got to make sure his movies are in here, except for Ghost of Mars. That's a bad movie.
No, Eddie.
It's in the blood bank. I'm just teasing
Candice,
you.
come on,
God.
look.
There are worse movies.
It's okay. Look, somebody
Hey,
can make a lot of good movies, but they
I'll
can
tell
also
you-
make some bad movies. They can't
I'll tell you
all
what,
be great
Bodies,
movies, right?
Bodies was worse than this. 100%.
Hey, there you go.
So there's
I
something.
can deal with that.
There you go. Tim, anything you want people to pay attention to?
No, just like you said, if you enjoy it, give us 4 or 5 stars.
5 stars,
No, 4
yeah.
or 5 stars on whatever
Yeah, and
podcast
tell a
platform
friend.
you're
Stars, go
listening
fuck
to.
yourself.
Yeah, follow Tim
There
on
you go. You
social
heard it from
media.
Candice, yes. Candice is giving me that
Yeah.
James Woods love. I'll beat the shit out of you motherfucking cocksuckers if you don't give us 5 stars. If you give us 5 stars, I
Yep.
love you. Welcome to the team.
Exactly. So yeah, follow Tim on social media at Yebo Gold, me at Eddie the Axe, and Candice. We've been beating the shit out of you the entire episode. You've been talking shit like your hero James Woods. So I got to give it to you. I got to give you some props on that, and that is how we end it.